Let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safeway Liquid Beer for the podcast.
Be right again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
Check-in, come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello. It's not static, AM radio. It's the Cool Ben Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go. Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macramalla intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack at 6 o'clock and log you with some sirloin bites.
What's up? Trev, do it. Trev, go. What's up? Good morning, everybody.
Charlie, do it.
How you doing? Charlie the Penguin. Get the fuck
You rascal.
Oh, Charlie.
You rascal.
Oh, chin strap Charlie. Elizabeth was singing it all day at school yesterday, she told me. She goes, I had to think of other stuff to try to stop singing. I'll walk around the house and I'll just go, Charlie the Penguin. And I'll hear Marshall and the Muds from like different rooms be, chin strap Penguin. Tammy absolutely hates it. And I love it. And Jaunty, how about Jaunty?
They're going to love today's show.
Jaunty and Victoria put out the video for Charlie the Chinstrap Penguin, which is just a bunch of stills of Chinstrap Penguins, but it's pretty good. I tweeted it out last night. Thank you very much for being here.
Just
today.
over halfway home now in the month of Church.
Man, I guess close.
Close, yeah.
Close, yeah, close. I am going to be going to Disneyland with a little chin strap. It's kind of exciting. Hopefully a lot of people down there are like, hey, great chin strap, man. I'm like, thank you, random American. I hope they're as nice to me as they were to Zach on his vacation. He said everybody just kept apologizing to him. I don't know if they felt sorry for him, but they're like, oh, sorry about what we're doing to you guys. It's kind of nice, I guess. So we'll see how they...
Sure, be making use of the public transit as well, as much as Zach was.
Man, so Zach took him as such... I'm talking to him. I was walking in with him yesterday when he got here. I was coming back, and he goes... I say, hey, Zach, how was Seattle? Like, I never had a chance to actually chat with him.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, it was great. He goes, but I didn't actually stay in Seattle. I was like, really? He goes, yeah, I stayed about an hour bus ride south of Seattle. And I was like, what? Why? He goes, I said, you took he says, I took public transit into Seattle every morning, hung around all day, and I took public transit back. And I was like, why'd you do that? And he goes, well, I could pay like $200 to stay in Seattle.
Yeah.
Or I could pay $60 to stay in a town south of Seattle in an Airbnb, had one little bedroom. He goes, save myself a bunch of money. I was like, man, good for you, Zach. Like,
shopping around, yeah.
He finds ways, right? He finds ways. That's pretty good. Surveyor Brett, I was sitting here scheduling some tweets for today, and I saw a DM slide in. And anytime a DM slides in around like 5:55, I know it's Surveyor Brett, who's going to be on the he's going to be on the hangout on Friday with the Heavy Hockey crew, set up the Heavy Hockey Showdown, which goes down this Saturday. Today is the 1-year anniversary of us hitting 1 million views on YouTube, which is kind of cool, right, guys? A conch. A conch. Trev, can you look up where we're at right now? Yeah, because so a year ago we just hit our first 1 million views, which was obviously an exciting day for us. It would have been an exciting day, so exciting that Surveyor Brett put it in his phone. Where are we at right now?
Care to take a guess?
Sure.
10 million.
I don't think we're at 10 million.
No, it's
That'd be great,
shooting
though.
up though, eh?
2.3 million.
3.5 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, a conch for that. Eh?
Yeah, that's solid.
So that's 2.5 million views in the last year. Right?
From
Obviously.
1 million?
Yeah.
2.5.
Dude,
Yeah,
math.
2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what I said?
Yeah.
I think that's what I said, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, so if you have not yet subbed to the channel, I mean, you got to sub to the channel. We're closing in on 4 million views. Hammer the thumbs up for us today as well.
Promotion as well for the month of Church. It's free to sub.
Yeah, it is. Just this month.
Just
it's
this month.
It's like truck month at Southford
You
Chevrolet.
might as well get in.
Yeah, it's sub month.
Get
right
in
here.
now. Yeah.
At Edmonton Sports Talks. You're gonna want to hop in the mix here. The Nielson Show today and every day brought to you by Southford Chevrolet, where it is officially truck month. Comes with deeper discounts and lower interest rates on Silverados and heavy duties. So if you're like, oh man, I really don't want to get a truck unless it's truck month. Well, you're in luck because it's truck month now. 0% financing for up to 72 months on Silverado Customs and Custom Trail Bosses. The Silverado, of course, built right here in Canada. They've also got the 90-day payment deferrals or $10,000 cash back with the purchase of a new vehicle. And if I got that 10 grand cash back, I would totally blow it. I would just blow it on like something I've always wanted as well.
Let it ride.
Yeah,
right?
why not? You, instead of putting it into a vehicle, you got it back. So you're already planning on spending it, so you might as well blow it. Drive a little, save a lot at Southford Chevrolet, www.southfordchev.com. You can text us anytime. That will get you into the Paris Jewelers inbox, where they always have flexible payment options, such as, do not pay for 1 year. No big deal. 22 stores across 4 provinces. And right here locally, West Edmonton Mall, Kingsway, Londonderry, Sherwood Park Mall, St. Albert Center online. Visit their website, www.parisjewelers.com. And of course, if you have a hilarious text today, and I know there'll be some Macramalla intros that'll be rolling in as well, you could win text of the day for A&W.
Well, the repeat offenders have already
back.
laid their claim.
Have they already got in there?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good to see. So they've been waiting for it. A couple of weeks without Macramalla, like
first Church appearance, I think. Eh?
It would be. That is correct. Single stacker for just $3.99, double stacker for $4.99, or if you are a crazy boy or girl, triple stacker $5.99. Available only for a limited time. It's an LTO. That's what they call it. Limited time offer at Canada's original burger chain. They've been doing it since 1956, so their burgers are absolutely delicious. Head to A&W today. Yeah, lots of Macramalla intros coming in. I'll have to sort through a few of those as we work our way through the show today. Should we talk about the big catch before the show today? It could have been
Talk about a big catch. Yeah.
could have been a work hazard, really.
We only have 51 minutes in the hour.
Exactly. Well, we got to get to it. Hey, wait till you see what else I got laid out for you here. And we will talk Oilers today. The Fan Zone coming up. Here, let me lay out the show for you before we dive into the catch. Morning announcements on the way. The Fan Zone for fansfirst.ca. Here's a question today on the Fan Zone. Who's to blame for the Oilers' recent slide?
Ooh.
Players? Coach? Management? Hey, who is it?
You left Buffalo off the list.
Well, sometimes you just can't beat good teams. And that's the Buffalo Sabres. We'll also be like, what's up with Nuge and Hyman? I mean, everybody else is talking about everybody else sucks, but those two guys kind of suck this year too. So we'll get into that a little bit.
Regression to the mean?
Beyond the mean, I think. I don't even know what that would be called in the analytical world. Craig Button for Pro-Am Sports just after 7 o'clock. We will get your Coolbet Canada play of the day. 7:30 today, free advice for Damon Bunting. Eric Macramalla will pop by. A lot of people really missed Macramalla. Like, we had a bunch of people texting last week being like, hey guys, Where was Macramalla not on the show? Where's Macramalla? I said, he's just on vacation. Don't worry, he'll be back.
He's a midweek benchmark. Like
Yes.
literally
Yeah.
hub appearance. Middle of the show.
That is the middle of the week, yeah.
Kind of.
It kind of, marks the middle of the week. Yeah. Macramalla, 7:45 today. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. That's a good. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings powered Marmot Basin Snow Report on the Rap for William
Peanut
Huff.
butter garlic toast.
Well, that's
eh?
what I actually, you're gonna love this. I put it down on things to talk about right off the top of the show. Garlic toast?
Man, we are really this could be up for an SD show of the year.
This could be a huge show.
Should we get to the chin strap video? The catch, the garlic toast.
I think we should have the garlic bread today. Like the
we
garlic
have to
toast.
try.
Why not?
They were
Of
kind enough to gift it to us.
Yeah, we've
It's-
already crushed through lasagna.
We have the means to make it.
You did finish the lasagna, right?
It's done.
Okay, yeah.
It is done.
Job's done. But yeah, I think we should definitely get into this garlic bread today.
I also picked up a plate of ravioli from Italian Center earlier.
Did you?
Got
And
it
did you
for-
go through that
ate
too?
it for lunch. Oh, yes.
Oh, God, this guy.
Those says it serves 1 to 2.
You know what
It's
you
one.
are? You're not just a lasagna enthusiast. You're a pasta enthusiast.
Pasta.
You're
Yes.
a pasta
yes.
enthusiast.
I'll,
That's what you are.
another one in the room as well.
I
mean, we all kind of are in our own right, eh?
Well, who isn't?
Who-
Now, did you guys call it garlic bread or garlic toast?
You know what? It's mood dependent, I think.
Yeah.
I think I've used both terms.
Yeah, it's weird, right? I mean, is it garlic bread until you've put it in the oven, then it becomes garlic toast?
Makes sense.
I guess that would be
That's
it.
nobody
kind
eats
of
it
what I do.
cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
I
the.
agree.
Nobody eats the garlic bread, like
No.
the paste on there.
Ew,
No, so that's why it should probably only be
If you
referred to
do
as
that,
garlic
you'd have a
toast.
problem.
No, like, to be honest, no way, man. I think the paste
You don't
on
mind
garlic
that
bread,
cold paste?
Yeah,
it's not
I mean,
bad.
I'm not going to sit down and eat it by the spoonful.
Yeah.
But if Tammy's making some garlic toast around the house, I might swing by and lick a piece before
Well,
it
say
goes
this:
in the oven.
you don't want it too crusty. Like you want it just
Yeah,
a little soft.
You got to be a lot of pressure on you today to nail this
Yeah.
garlic.
I hope there's directions.
Yeah, I think there is.
It's almost like the hot and spices, the sandwiches. You got to get that just. You
You
can't
have
get
to
it
be
too
careful
hot. You
with
gotta
that.
get
We're
it-
getting pretty good at microwaving those.
Yeah.
But we won't be microwaving garlic toast. We'll be putting that in the
garlic bread.
Garlic bread.
To-
It will then
detergent
become
toast.
the garlic toast, and we'll do it in our microwave oven. So that's good.
Ooh.
Yeah. So anyway, we delayed long. Actually, also, how about this? I just went through the show. This is another thing I have here. New prep sheets.
Hey,
So this is the first time since we launched Edmonton Sports Talk that I'm not using my old TSN 1260 prep sheets.
now did you save the template as like
Of
a
course
bit
I
of an?
saved the
Yeah, you got.
template.
I mean, that's.
But I redid the. I didn't even like cut and paste the old template. I just redid the new template. And I actually put up in a little spot here. It says today's weather forecast. -3 right now, looking for a high of about -3. It might cool down a little bit before it gets back up to -3, but we're going to be hovering around this -3 for most of the day.
got a snow report anywhere?
Well, actually, later on here,
I'm sure you can add it.
I
in.
do have no right there.
Okay, yeah.
Marmot Basin
Ah,
snow
yeah,
report.
perfect, yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So was I wrong to move on from the 12? I was kind of holding out hope that maybe they'd start the station back up and ask us to return.
Well, you
yeah?
still have your credentials. You still have access.
I do
to
have
building,
access to the building,
Now,
I
is
guess
this just for Wednesday shows, or you've got them kind of?
No, I'm going to do it. It's all over. It's moving forward
I like
now.
the idea of just for the Wednesday program.
This is my next step towards changing my Twitter handle. How am I supposed to change my Twitter handle when I hadn't even changed my prep sheets?
This is the benefit of the time change. You're springing forward here in a bit. Like you're kind of you're getting stuff.
I've decided that it's time to grow up. And so that's what we got to. Also, how about the catch today? Hey, boys. So I had to do some stuff over on Trev's computer before the show, and I took one of my chewed up pens over there. And then I came and I sat back down here, and I was like, oh, man, did I not take a pen out today? And Trev said, Trev, what did you say? What did you say on this story? You said,
This pen over here.
yeah, that's what you said. So that's what Trev says. And then I said, he was going to get up and walk it over to me. And I said, just throw it, Trev.
Yeah, just throw
So
it.
he had my
And
pen.
then a hush kind of came
Silence.
across the room.
It was
Silence.
silent.
It was a
Eerily
home
quiet.
football team in a playoff game.
Yeah.
The crowd goes quiet
Under the lights,
so you can hear the
yeah,
cadence.
yeah.
But we have these 3 bright lights, and I was just
You
like,
can't
I have to
see.
catch this pen through the lights. And it's a sharp pen. Could have taken out my eye.
Both ends from
It
the
could
chewed
have.
upness.
Yeah,
yeah. Like
It could have.
Highly unlikely,
If
but
I
it could have.
missed it, it could have kept coming and gone into that carotid
Jugular.
artery, my jugular or whatever.
Yeah.
And I could have died if I didn't make this
could
catch.
have went down your throat. You could have
Choked.
You know, as you're,
Well, that can you
More
believe
realistic.
Dusty swallowed,
what a shot!
swallowed a pen.
One. I mean, you.
Anyway, instead, it was coming through the lights. I put my one hand up to block the light, came across, boom, snagged it, and we were all like, it was like somebody just got a 10 in the dunk contest. It was like,
Yeah,
"Ah!"
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Immediately, I was like, we need to talk about this.
Surveyor Brett, put it in your phone.
The catch.
Put it in your phone. The catch.
Yes.
And remind us next March 12th that today was the day I caught the pen.
You're not even talking about the spiking of the pen and the celebration to follow. Like,
It bounced right back up and cut my throat.
I will say you didn't have to move your hand too much. It was a
good throw.
It was a solid throw.
Yeah,
It was
you
a
didn't work
solid
for
throw.
it. Yeah.
I'll say this. If I didn't have to deal with the lights, I'd give you most of the credit for the catch.
Okay. Yeah. But that's true. And that's
Right,
true.
but the light factored
That was
in.
a tight spiral.
It was a
It
good
was-
throw,
it was.
though.
Yes.
It would have been tough
It was
if you
okay throw.
come up this way, because then it would have even blinded me more.
Correct.
Yeah, speaking of lights, I got all these stories. Yesterday,
We're on a roll.
yeah, yesterday, I'm still around here. I know it's like 1:30, Hernan, or 1:20, maybe Hernan comes out of doing a break here. And he always likes to walk out. I don't know why. Those boys, whenever they go to commercial break, they walk out and like, hey, what's going on?
It's
We're like,
weird.
"Good." And then Zach's like, you're back on. And they turn around and come sit back down.
It is weird.
They I don't know. They get up for like
We've never done that.
75 seconds.
Dusty and I never do that.
No, I mean, it was funny. So anyway, Hernan comes over and the lights are on. These TV lights are still on in the hangout from earlier in the day. And he goes, how do you turn off these lights? I said, you unplug them. He goes, can't figure that out. So I said, come here. I said, you see this cable that's connected to the lights? You see where it's plugged in? You just unplug it. He goes, all right, that's good. Yeah, I don't know how. He's like, we couldn't figure it out the other day. I said, wait a second, how many people were trying to figure out how
This
to
is
turn off the
Hernan?
lights? And they Hernan. Yeah,
What?
I know.
Hernan.
In this studio.
No, in the hangout
The
studio.
hangout studio.
It's
Okay.
still, I mean, just
I
follow
was
the
gonna
cable
say,
that's
yeah,
coming
it's
from
not
the
that
lights.
hard.
Yeah,
Jeepers.
I know. He hasn't been the same since I spanked him twice last week at
Yeah, he's
Tecmo.
been feeling
You
it.
broke him.
He hasn't challenged
You
me at
broke
all
him.
this
No,
week.
he's
Like,
quiet.
He's
Yeah.
quiet.
Totally neutered.
He's quiet. Whatever. What are you going to do? All right, 780-218-9999. Adam in Quebec City says, who does Dustin think he is? A Dallas Cowboys receiver? Now, I think I made more catches yesterday than any Cowboys receiver not named CeeDee Lamb.
The celebration was
year.
Kerwin Bell-esque, though. That was seeing the pen bounce right up and hit you right in the...
My nuts. Speaking of nuts, how about this?
The nasty chat?
No. Oh, is the chat moving along?
Well, people are stressing out about the Kings.
Oh, we'll
And the
get
fact-
to the Kings.
And if the Oilers even make the playoffs.
They're going to make the playoffs. Well, let's stop panicking here. I want to tell you about the gym yesterday. So,
PG-13 here.
So,
Morning, Dustin.
that's what it's like. So
How
yesterday,
you doing?
I've been like every day. So what? I went like 3 times last week. I went Monday, Tuesday. This week I'm going swimming.
And again,
I
another
love
sign of your
swimming.
springing forward.
God.
This is
I'm doing the new prep sheets. I'm swimming.
Yeah,
I'm flying in there.
getting that Disney bod ready.
The whole time I'm
Yeah.
swimming, I'm thinking about the catch. It's great. But every time I come back from the gym between shows, Eric goes, any stories from the gym? So yesterday I walk in, I go, I got a story for you.
Namely from the locker room.
Yeah, and this one guy just buck ass naked, like not a towel on his shoulder,
No.
not a towel here. And to be honest with you, I mean, if I had what he had going on down there, I'd cover that up. Like I was just like, oh my God, man! Like, what
Well,
are you?
by
What are
the
you?
sounds of it, he already had it
What are
covered
you
up.
strutting around? Yeah, exactly. Didn't have a towel, but you couldn't see a thing. Anyway, he's like standing there, and it's not like he was just going from the shower where you would take a towel to dry off anyway. He's just standing there. Well, I also bumped into an AM Nasty who works at that gym. He was walking by me. I'm walking in. He goes, Dusty, what's up? I said, hey, man,
This
how's
sounds
it
like
going?
a Macramalla intro.
Yeah, I know. And yada, yada, yada. He listens to the show. So anyway, I'm like he's standing there talking to the janitor, completely naked. And he's not one of these dudes at the gym who's like jacked and looking in the mirror all the time. Like this guy, even I'm like, man, you got to get working on yourself a little bit. So I'm like, what is this guy? I get it. Like at hockey, You're hopping in the shower. It's after a hockey game. Most of the guys are your buddies, like you know them. But just to be in a group full of strangers walking around completely naked, I don't get it.
I've always been blown away by extra comfortable naked guy at the pool.
Yeah.
Like I can't wrap my head around it. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's strange to me.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Even like when we used to go at
weird.
the Terwilliger Rec Center back in the day when like we lived in Terwilliger and Marshall was little. He was like 2, 3. At least that was like a straight up swimming pool gym.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a swimming pool change room. Like this is a gym change room that happens to have a pool connected to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just, but back in the day at Terwilliger Center, there's just naked dudes walking all around and Marshall's like, what's going on here? It's like,
a
that's
wild
okay,
place.
buddy. So anyway, what a start to the show today.
Yeah.
Put it in the mix for the Esties. We are going to get to the Oilers. I know that's where the chat wants to go. I've got it. Like I said, the fan zone question today. Who's to blame for the recent slide? Players, coach, or management? Dun, 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 dun. All right. If you're watching over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us today. If you're listening on TuneIn, iHeart, or EdmontonSportsTalk.com, please send the list or the link to EST to all of your friends. Lots of Macramalla intros rolling in here. Oh, this is a good text. JBB and the Bing Bing Boys.
I love it.
Hey. How has no one noticed this? Woodcroft coached the Mighty Oil for 133 games before being fired. After the Buffalo loss, Knobloch has coached 133 games. Time to go. Seriously, how has no one noticed this?
Yeah.
It has come up in conversation, at least around the office.
The 133 games?
Yeah, I know we've talked about how he's reached the Woodcroft firing point.
Wow.
Does that not seem quick? Like, was Woodcroft only around for that little a time?
Well, you got to look at the times that he was around too, like, you know, in the playoff run, like when he was hired and when he was fired, type of thing. So fired.
Lots of playoff games for Knobloch
and a few more, I guess, memeable memories from a Jay Woodcroft.
Well, the stance and all that.
So maybe
stuff,
that affects your perception of time, but
if you, it's hard to say it because I didn't think Woody was that much of a fired up dude either, but he was way more fired up than Knobloch. You know, like. Woodcroft's post games were a little bit more inspirational than what Knobs would bring to the table.
Quotable as well. Yeah. You can pull a little bit from him.
All right, let's get in your morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear, where I could totally see McCord being naked gym guy who doesn't care.
Jim.
Shaggy in St. Albert. Comfortable naked guy. It's like the Oilers. They don't know that they should be ashamed right now. Shaggy in St. Albert. That's pretty good. Pretty good. NHL last night. Let's dive into it. The Washington Capitals score 7. Ovechkin didn't get one. Had 3 assists though. But that's one that you think he'd probably find a way to get it done. The Capitals 7-4 win over the Ducks. Washington just continues to roll all year. The Habs rolled into Vancouver, delivered a pretty bad blow to the Vancouver Canucks, 4-2 the final there. That Montreal Canadiens top line was absolutely flying. Suzuki from Caulfield and Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky unassisted. Caulfield from Suzuki and Slavkovsky. And they knew who had the empty netter last night? Matheson. YouTube Trev's boy. YouTube Trev's boy.
From the basement suite.
Big win for the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah.
The Sens, in the second half of back-to-backs, roll into Philly, hang 5 on the Flyers, pick up a 5-2 win there. The Penguins doing the Oilers a little bit of a favor, beating the Golden Knights 3-2. It wasn't overtime, though, so the Golden Knights did get a point. I watched the third period of that Florida-Boston game last night, and she was intense. Like, that was a good hockey game, man. There was more intensity in that third period than I'd seen in an Oilers game in a long, long time. I was just like, man, Sam Bennett, I don't know what his paycheck's going to look like next. But my God, he's going to be worth every penny. Like, no matter whatever, he'll probably stay there. Like, they'll probably find a way. But, man, he causes a lot of you-know-what.
He played himself out of that non-pull-up day, hey? Remember when that was the whole story about that? No, nobody. Big game tonight, too. Vancouver visiting the Flames.
Oh, man, that's a good game.
A point separating them with the Flames in a game in hand.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. Colorado, second half of back-to-backs. They lost to Minnesota. Winnipeg, tight one, but at home ice, they got by the Rangers 2-1. And then the Los Angeles Kings, 4-1 win over the New York Islanders.
8 for 8 on the kill. And I think a pair of shorthanded goals.
The Islanders had 8 power plays, didn't score, and gave up 2 shorties?
I think that's the metric.
Jeez. The Kings are now a point back of the Edmonton Oilers and have a game in hand. And don't know if we need to tell you, they're absolutely incredible on home ice. I think they are now 21 wins, 3 regulation losses, 2 overtime, or 4. So they're
21-3-4.
21-3 and 4.
13, 17, and 5 away from
suck on the
from
road.
LA. Yeah,
but that home record is insane. And I mean, if you're the Edmonton Oilers, there's got to be a level of concern there. Well, maybe there's not with the way they're playing right now.
Well,
but
if you finish 2 and they finish 3, you would have that deciding home game.
Yeah. Do you want to give the Kings home ice when they are as good as they've been on home ice? And I don't want to say death blow because they could certainly win the series, but it's not ideal to give. That's got to be the best home record in the league, doesn't it? It has to be.
Yeah, I mean,
21,
there's some others.
3
the
and
Jets
4.
are 24-5-4.
Yeah, the Kings are best home team in the league.
Yeah, 23-8-2 for the Lightning, but
you do not want to go in to a playoff series and not have home ice advantage against the best home ice team in the league.
Vegas as well, 24-7-3, but those are your big ones, your big boys.
So time to pull up your socks and get your act together.
They will.
That's what you can say about the.
They'll be fine.
Well, you said this is who they are, right?
Veteran squad, veteran savvy. They know when to flip the switch. It's not even a switch; it's a clapper.
That's nice.
Henrik will just stand up and go, and then they get it going.
And the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Hey,
done it again.
Beating the Nets ain't for everyone.
15. I know. Well, the Nets were on the second half of a back-to-back, right? The Cavs get the job done against the Nets. They've won 15 in a row for the second time this season, I think.
Yeah.
They are 55-10 on the year and have an 8-game lead on a pretty good Boston Celtics squad as well. They're a hell of a basketball team, man. Hell of a basketball team. Strummy says, enough with the NBA talk already. You see that Lakers-Celtics game from last week.
30-4. Speaking of home records for the Cavs, 30-4.
Who do they think they are? The Los Angeles Kings? Speaking of Celtics-Lakers game last week, most watched non-Christmas Day NBA game in 7 years. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not because of the Celtics. No. It's LeBron and Luka playing the Celtics. So anyway, that was kind of a nice little note.
As a transplanted Bostonian, I'm kind of
I mean,
miffed at your opinion.
We get hard to get numbers that high when you're trying to put your car keys in your khaki and you're parked by the Harvard Yard. Yeah, that's the saying. That's a sentence. My Boston sentence. All right. Let's dive into the Oilers coming up next here. It is the Fan Zone for fansfirst.ca. That's going to happen just after 6:30 this morning. Should we be talking more about how much Nuge and Hyman have disappointed this year? Like, we are constantly complaining about the bottom 6, and it's justified. But Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is on pace for like half the amount of points that he had 2 years ago. And Hyman is on pace for like the same amount of points that he had goals last year. Huh? What? We'll get into all of this coming up with the Fan Zone for fansfirst.ca.
What?
Craig Button just after 7 o'clock. If you're watching over on YouTube today, give us a thumbie. Right? Isn't that what the kids say? They always give the guys some thummies. So let's do that. We're 29 away from changing 100.
Thumb.
Click, 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 click,
thumb,
click,
thumb.
click, 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 click.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Tough day for Reed yesterday in 21. Trev, what did you beat him?
21-4.
21-4.
Love you,
Geez,
Reed.
that you should have eased up on.
Love you.
At that
Well,
point.
he
God,
was
man.
like- he
Your
was
Kings
like-
home record at him.
How do you beat somebody 21-4?
He was like, just finish this already. Like near the end.
Yeah.
And it was...
He was very sad when we played yesterday. He goes, let's play a game. Trev destroyed me today.
It was 16-4. And then he's like, just finish me already. And so then I hit a 3-pointer, 18. And then it was 19-4. And then I finished it with the 2.
So I played him. I won
Crushed.
21-15. So
Nice.
Reed took a
Tough
couple
day.
of L's, but he's a gamer.
He's a gamer.
He's a gamer.
He'll be back in
He
the
has
lineup.
trouble tracking down rebounds. At least
That's
I
what
saw
I noticed.
yesterday. He was really struggling to get the rebounds before they got away from him. Yeah.
Yeah.
working his
It
rebound.
was weird, but like when I shoot against you, the rebounds they stay in tight. But for whatever reason, when I play against Reed, they're all the way over here.
It's funny because he's telling me, he goes, had a hard time with rebounds against Trev. And as I shot it, it like bounced over his head over by the TV. And I was like, oh, that's bad timing.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah. Anyway, well, that's the best thing about EST here.
Yeah.
You can always play 21 the next day. Right. All right, let's get to a sports update right now for the Kids for Bids or Bids for Kids event coming up April 8th. Eric's got more on that. And then we'll get into this whole Nugent-Hyman conversation and who's to blame for the recent slide. Players, coaches, or management. You're saying the nasty chat or on the inbox at 780-218-9999.
NHL action from yesterday. Habs doubling up at Vancouver 4-2. The Wild snapped Colorado's 6-game win streak with a 2-1 shootout win. Jets clipped the Rangers 2-1. New York have dropped 4 in a row. Kings over the Islanders 4-1. And Erik Karlsson scoring 49 seconds into overtime, lifting Pittsburgh over Vegas 3-2. Oilers road trip will continue tomorrow against the Devils. 4 games around the NHL tonight. A crucial Canadian clash from Calgary as the Flames host the Canucks. Detroit at home to Buffalo. Anaheim visit Utah. And the Habs continue their road trip with a stop in Seattle. The NBA best Cavaliers with a franchise record 15th straight win as they defeat the Nets 109-104. Looking ahead to tonight, the West leading Thunder visit Boston. Philly visit the Raptors. And the Nuggets host the Timberwolves. NFL free agency from yesterday. The Buffalo Bills and Joey Bosa agreeing on a 1-year, $12.6 million deal, while the Baltimore Ravens will be bringing in receiver DeAndre Hopkins on a 1-year, $5 million deal. Back over to hockey. Wiener Wednesday as the Oil Kings host the Hitmen tonight. $2 hot dogs all game long. The final Wiener Wednesday of the season. And over to golf. Tiger Woods had surgery for a ruptured Achilles tendon yesterday, which will keep him out of the Masters and leaves in question whether he can play any other major championships the rest of the year. Woods posted the development on his social media without saying how long he expected to be out or any other details, except that the surgery did go well. The Masters begins April 10th. Join Dustin Nielsen, Trey, and Tyrell Ford and other special guests on Tuesday, April 8th at the Bell in Scona for Edmonton Sports Talk Bids for Kids, presented by GS Construction. A live on-location show featuring a delicious appetizer buffet, silent auction, 50-50, and more. Tickets are limited. Find them today at www.kidsportbidsforkids.com.
Pin strap. Pin strap. Pin strap. The weirdest month is upon it. Charge. Charlie the Penguin. Chin strap Penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chin strap Penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chin strap Penguin. I remember my first toy penguin. Hello. Oh, my name is Hello. Oh, my name is Charlie the Chin strap Penguin. Just because I'm a chin strap penguin. The chin strap is an aphrodisiac. The chin strap is an aphrodisiac. Confirm.
Everything about it is perfect.
There's good chinny and there's bad chinny. Yeah. I'm sure Ryan Rashad probably shaving in the hot tub as we speak. There you go. Beautiful. Charlie the Penguin. Chin strap penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chin strap penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chin strap penguin. Sketchy animal mascot. Charlie the chin strap penguin. That's a church mascot. I love that penguin. The animal world. Happy church, everyone. Help us end the stigma. Hey now, grow a chin strap. Charlie the Penguin, chin strap penguin. Charlie the Penguin, chin strap penguin. Charlie the Penguin, chin strap penguin. Charge, Charlie the Penguin.
Chin strap penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chin strap penguin. What's going on, everybody? It's the Nielson Show, brought to you by myself, Ford Chevrolet. We are coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio this morning. And if you're planning lunch already, may we suggest and you're on a little bit of a budget, why not the value menu item at Popeyes?
The Reed Wilkins special.
No, Reed doesn't do value menu. He does full size.
The full sandwich.
He does full size chicken sandies.
Bring back the damn flounder.
5-piece nuggets, fried pickles, mini chicken wrap, mini chicken sandwich, or the blackened cauliflower. $4 plus tax. Perfect snackable item available at Popeyes. Lots of Macramalla intros are flying in. Also, that guy who absolutely hates us texted in almost at 1 o'clock in the morning and said, by the way, it was Oh man, he was really going off on one
I'm
yesterday.
trying to.
Never mind.
I'm trying to make a connection.
I liked his last text, which I thought was funny and really. By the way, Oilers coach is going to be fired really soon. First round exit is guaranteed. And that was after he ripped us pretty hard for a little while. But you know what? You're going to deal with those types of things, both the Edmonton Oilers and us.
He keeps talking about his own YouTube channel, but won't tell me where it is or how to access it.
There's no way
keep
that guy
asking.
could figure out
I
how to
keep
sign
asking.
up for a YouTube channel. I mean,
I want to know. I need to know.
I very much don't believe that. ESC legal analyst and guy whose dream of being a rodeo clown were dashed when he discovered that he was allergic to getting kicked in the head by a bull. I swell up.
Yeah.
I must be allergic.
Here, have an EpiPen.
EST legal analyst and guy who can't walk past a dirty car without writing "not as dirty as your mom" on it with his finger. That's a good one as well. Keep those coming in. EST legal analyst and guy who once won a game of Pictionary while drawing nothing but isosceles triangles. How do you guys come up with this stuff? ESC legal analyst and guy who refuses to eat his spare ribs until someone at the table tells him what happened to the original ribs. Oh, that one in from Strubby today. All right, keep those coming in. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. We do have Craig Button coming up. We'll get Craig's thoughts on the ultimate fix to get this team consistently back on track. You can't go and play great for 40 minutes against Dallas and then almost give that one away and then not find a way to finish the Buffalo Sabres.
I believe the term we tossed around was unacceptable.
Oh, that's a good one. Now, over in the chat, D-Rock today, I don't know if he's a little on tilt or what's going on over there, but D-Rock says, I am embarrassed to say I am an Oiler fan now. And then Zulu follows it up with, then stop being one. I don't think it's gotten to that level. Come on. I mean, if the playoffs started today, they have home ice to start the first round against the Kings. That embarrasses you?
Yeah. Who are sub 500 on the road.
Like, yeah, you crush the Kings, and if we have all 4 wins
as
at
long
home,
as you finish in that.
Yeah, that thing's going 7. That thing's going 7. But I think that's probably, and I know a lot of things are said when the team's not playing well and you're very frustrated. But to say you're embarrassed to say you're an Oilers fan, I think that's probably taking it a little bit too far. D-Rock just recently in the chat says, we seriously look like the worst team in the league, and I am not joking.
Well,
I mean, at times,
sure.
yeah, but sometimes they look like the best team in the league. So does that make you proud to be an Oilers fan?
Snip, snap, snip, snap. Mother Seducer texts in Paris Julier's inbox. Love you.
That's it?
One of those classic.
Oh, man. Mother Seducer. Well, conch for loving us.
Yeah.
If you're watching over on YouTube today, sub to the channel if you haven't already. We are 11 likes away from changing 100. So let's just get those right now. Hammer the thumbs up for us. All right. So here's the question. We've been teasing it a little bit. The Edmonton Oilers, a couple of things. Who is to blame for the Oilers' recent slide? And if you don't want to pick just one, you can break it down like a little bit management, a little bit coaching, a little bit players.
Sounds like it should be a poll here. Should we poll it?
Yeah, maybe we should pull
Everywhere.
this one. Maybe we should pull this one. Most people just reply and just say Skinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the easy way out for.
But you're not you're not having an individual.
Well, no, I mean he would fall under the category of players.
It would, but players with an S.
I mean, you know what? I'm going to pull
right?
this right now.
Yeah.
Who's
I'll pull it too.
Who's most to blame?
Who or what?
Oh, I'm going to say just who's most to blame for the Oilers' recent funk.
Oilers recent. You're going to say funk.
I'm going to say funk.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say
what's a synonym for funk?
Players. You know synonyms, Trev.
For
players.
funk?
Yeah.
Coach.
You're the synonym
Slump.
guy. Depression, the dumps,
slide,
the doldrums.
Doldrums.
I like doldrums.
That's a good one. Use that
Downfall.
one, man.
Doldrum.
All right, who's most to blame for the Oilers' recent funk? Players, coach, management. I'm going to post that. I'm just curious to see where this goes.
Players, coach, management.
That's what I did.
do management,
See
coach.
how it, yeah.
players.
Trev, what did you say to this? It's the Fan Zone for fansfirst.ca, by the way. Fan Zone for fansfirst.ca. By fans, for fans, no fees. By fans, for fans, no fees. Trev, throw up Fans First there. If you were looking for the best place to get your tickets and save a little bit of money compared to other resellers, we can't. I mean, we're just telling you it's a fact. There will be cheaper tickets at Fans First. Trev, if you had to pick one of these, what would it be?
Management, players, or coach.
Coach, that's right. Those are the three facets of the club.
So I think it wasn't until recently, like very recently in the last week, where I've started to question some of Knobloch's decisions, but it's little things like take this timeout. Why is this guy in the lineup over him? It's stuff like that. And I don't think that necessarily means that they win or lose. So, you know what? I'm going to go with the players. And when I heard Belzy, I remember for Hello Hockey last year, they asked him this. It was a similar question. It was right when Jay Woodcroft was fired. And I remember it just stuck with me. Like, who do you blame this on, Belzy? And I just remember him saying at the end of the day, like, it comes down to the players. Like, you can do so much. You can hype up the players, but when the product is flat, which is what it's been for the last, month, one game sprinkled in there where they looked good, but you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. That's a good old saying. And the coaching
unless
staff,
they're thirsty,
and they don't look thirsty right now.
Yeah.
They don't. So I'd put it on the players. And you look at the seasons that, aside from Leon Draisaitl, Darnell Nurse is probably having his best year in recent memory, but we just talked about it. Zach Hyman, he had 50 goals this last year. He might not even get that for points. You've got Nugent Hopkins, who's on pace for 50 points. They're just over. Like,
I know his 100-point season was an outlier.
Yeah, it was.
He's usually like a 60 to 65 point guy.
It was.
But still, to not even get half of that,
like complete shadow.
What's
of
going
himself.
on here?
And I used to be a big believer in Nuge is actually so good on the power play, and you take him out, and you're going to be shocked to see what he did, the little things. But I mean, him on the power play this year, it's just been it's been irrelevant. It's just been not nearly as good as he has to be. So I'm going with the players. You can hype the players up. You can tell them this and that. The coaches can only do so much, right? But at the end of the day, it all comes down to the players. And so I'm sitting with the players, and not to, you look at the talent. Like, you ask any coach, any GM in the league, like, should this be a winning team? They're going to be like, yeah, look at the players that they have. This is a contending team, and
I still view them as a contending team.
And
though.
I do too.
Like,
But
I view them as
like
a contending team that is not playing well right now.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So I think it's the players. It has to be the players.
780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Tag your text messages with the Fan Zone. Rick, if you had to break this down, what would you say?
It almost sounds like you could power rank the three. Some sort of rankings of not necessarily power when it comes to this conversation.
You should rank 10. You should break it right down to the players and Stoff and everybody.
Media?
Yeah.
Do I dare? A couple people blaming the fans. Fan Zone. In the Paris Julius inbox. Oh, yeah.
What?
Chris Sadway says the fans.
Why? Did he say why?
Just said Fan Zone.
He just said the fans and then Fan Zone?
I would blame the fans. Hashtag Fan Zone. I think here's I like this one too. Unsigned. 70% players, 20% management, 10% coach. There is a bit of chicken and egg to all this too. I mean, players, I know we're beyond the days where a coach has really got to get the players going and all those things, but the coach is there for some sort of reason, and otherwise they wouldn't need a coach. I mean, so probably a bit of blame to be shared on each. I know we talk about the regression in some of these players when it comes to point accumulations and totals and such. Were we kind of the cup run? If you get that over the line, you win the cup. That's the goal. Everything's fine. You don't really care how you got there. You don't really care what you do after. You win the cup. But when you don't, sometimes it does kind of give you a false sense of a few things, and perhaps that's what it lulled management into thinking. I talked about this during the Four Nations too, and if Canada wouldn't have won, you may be going to the Olympics as Hockey Canada thinking a different way. Not so fat and happy. So I think everybody's got a bit of a share. Obviously, the players play the game, and I think right now you're looking at some of the names and saying, yeah, a lot of them can be playing better, not just the bottom six, but we were talking about the big dogs and the big guys. I think somebody mentioned they're missing Ekholm. Ekholm wasn't really producing worth a piss either before he's kind of been left out of the
he'd been
lineup.
struggling. He'd been sick, it looks like, for a while. But
Ekholm terms. So if there's a sickness going around or whatever the case is, if guys are being, rest them. But somebody else also mentioned, too, that management's got to blame for that because there's not enough upwards pressure on this roster that passengers do get a free ride from time to time. So I think you could, either way you slice it, I think you could come down on a variety of options here and make a case for each. I would agree, though, with the 70% players, 20% management, 10% coach kind of share, though. That's kind of where I'm looking at it.
Just over 109 votes in on the poll. The first reply was from Squid and said, where's the goalie option? Goalie option would fall under players.
They are
And I don't know if
unless you're in the Schwartz
he's
camp.
A player, yeah. Oh, jeez. Right? 64.2% says players. 22% says management. 13.8% saying the coach in the early responses on the poll of the question, who's most to blame for the Oilers' recent funk?
Doldrums.
Saskatoon Muncher. Nom, 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 nom. Recent funk, I'll blame the players. But this season in general, even though it's been fine, I'll blame JJ and his off-season signings. Yeah, it would be very interesting to see. And I'm still thinking they're capable of getting to a conference final at least.
Capable?
Yeah,
sure.
Coming out over whoever wins that other division might be difficult, especially with the way they're playing right now.
Yeah, but they beat Dallas Saturday.
But unless they get back to the Cup final and win it, people are going to be wanting some significant change in the offseason, whether it's the right call or not. And be very interested to see a full offseason of Jackson and Bowman together and see where that goes. Rubella 2.0, the fan zone. It's players that just don't get up for small games and moments. Mm-hmm. And except for last game, I don't really blame the goaltending. That's in from Rubella. That's not us. Calm down.
And I would agree that this roster does get up for the bigger moments and kind of shrinks in the lesser than moments. Not to say that they should.
Their record against good teams this year sucks.
Good teams, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, when you play them on a Saturday night or it's hockey or whatever. And that's why I think a lot of people are kind of sleepwalking into this notion that they'll flip it on when the playoffs come because they recognize that that's now a big moment. Not so much the strength of the right? I totally agree. But I think that's kind of where Rubella's coming from. Not to say that you get up for good teams and go away for bad teams, but I just think the moment or the style of the game type of thing. Not a Tuesday night at home to the Ducks.
RBM sliding into the Paris Jewelers inbox today. Paris Jewelers do not pay until next year on approved credit, obviously. Have we ever seen such an inconsistent group? Like ever? LOL. It seems like there's always one or more key players that seem to go through slumps while others are having great years. That always seems to be the case in any given season. This team is a complete enigma. I just don't get it. Well, here's the thing, though. Like, which Oilers forward would you say is having a great year? Leon Draisaitl. That's it. Corey Perry. Like, I
great
think
by his
Corey
standards.
Perry has exceeded my expectations offensively this year.
Yeah.
Leon Draisaitl, as incredible as he is, still exceeding my expectations a little bit this year. You can't say that about any other forward on this team. Am I missing somebody? I don't think I'm missing. It's not Nuge.
No.
McDavid's not exceeding expectations this year.
No.
And his expectations are off insanely lofty every year. But he's not having your typical like, oh, Connor McDavid is going to get 140 points because he's Connor McDavid. I mean, that's not happening. Leon Draisaitl and to a lesser extent Corey Perry are like the only two forwards that I would describe as, is meeting or surpassing expectations. And I know we want to bitch about the goaltending and completely justified. Skinner hasn't met expectations either. Bouchard hasn't met expectations. Like, Emberson has. I would think Emberson is probably exceeding. It doesn't done
Not
anything
in the points,
offensively.
not in the points.
But
Yeah,
you're
but
like that guy. That guy
duty-wise.
can play on your third pair pretty much the
yeah.
entire season.
Darnell Nurse has been having a...
Kulak, Nurse, Emberson, Draisaitl, Perry. There's your 5 guys who've been as good or better than you expected them to be. The other 15 guys have not met expectations this year. That's 3/4 of your club not living up to rather moderate expectations for most of them. So I guess this is on the players. I guess that's the lack of anybody outside of those 5 guys I just mentioned having a better season than we expected them to. Yeah. Truck in the Park says, just fact, nothing more. McDavid has 82 points and is +2. The last 4 years, he was +35, +22, +28, +21. Draisaitl this year is +25. Just another piece of the puzzle. Bones is in it, says, Charlie the Penguin, the chin-strap Penguin, gets off scot-free.
To blame?
This guy's not getting blamed.
No, the doldrums started way before Charge.
Yeah, no, this started in late January into early February. Vance Van Vandervan. It's the long con. Going into the playoffs, the Oilers seem broken. And then this is a Sparta kick right to the Kings' nuts.
Yeah.
Calling it now. Oilers in 4 to complete the pattern. God, you got to love seeing that.
But you can see that happening.
I can't. I
Do the whole Peter Pan thing. It's in there. You move that face around a bit.
Yeah, but even the Oilers that are inside Peter Pan's fat little face, even they lose one.
So in 5, yeah.
Yeah, well, you have to go where the Kings are great at home. Yeah.
Library Pat and Extra J, as well as they put Pickard into meeting expectations group. Fair?
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
Mother Seducer said Pickard's been great.
Calvin Pickard has an .896 save percentage this year. I would not describe it as great, and I would say it's not exceeding expectations. I'm sorry. I mean, it's...
Well, but that's people's definitions of everybody's got different expectations, I guess, right?
Yeah. All right, keep those text messages flying. We are smack dab in the middle of one here. The fan zone is just blowing up. Fansfirst.ca. Penner's Pancake says, Dusty versus Gene for best playoff hair. The fan zone. My hair will be gone by then. Well, I mean, I guess it depends how long the playoffs last. Because CFL season, I don't do a preseason game this year, which is awesome. Shout out to my man Eddie for not putting me on a preseason game. They're the worst.
More Rod, hey? No, I'm just staring at your hair.
No, I think we're only doing 2 games.
No, but Rod Smith has the preseason.
No, I think Marshall's got one and Farhan has one.
Oh, okay.
So anyway,
saving the big boys for the.
I'm a regular season guy now.
You should take a wet comb and really kind of. Can we do a?
Do you want me to do
a slicked back show?
Slicked over.
Yeah. No, not over back, like straight,
slick back, like Danny Zuko in Greece.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe do that.
I'd love to see it. Yeah, I might as well have a good time with it while you got it, right?
You know, my wife's starting to really like how it flares out around the hat now.
Getting your wings.
My wings are starting to come in. Look at this. Starting to come in nicely. How do I cut this now? All right, it's too beautiful. It's like Trev's mustache, but on my head. Yeah. All right, 780-218-9999. And the Nasty Chat keeps on rolling. Daryl Adams over in the Nasty Chat says, I want McDavid to play 25% more selfishly. And let's just see what happens. I don't know. I still think there's a good team in there somewhere. And they sure looked like it against Dallas for 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
For 40 minutes, you're like, man, where has this team been for a month and a half?
I'll also say I don't think the Stars looked as good as they've been.
Yeah, I mean, they've been the lights out for
I don't think that was
2
like
months.
the Dallas Stars that...
Ryan from SK. I guess he's munching as well. I mean, everybody's munching nowadays. Nom, 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 nom. It's on the players. 9 guys in their lineup are having below average seasons. Some guys have really struggled. McDavid has been human at times, still having a season that 99% of NHLers would kill to have. The mental and physical fatigue of last season between the long run and the poor start this year could be why you're seeing guys struggle. Still a really good team that has flaws like the rest of the league.
We were all talking about the Panthers and their path to getting that cup.
Take.
How did they get into the playoffs last year in their cup winning season, right? After making it to the finals.
What, say that again?
The Panthers.
Yeah.
They made it to the finals, right? They lost last year. I mean, they just kind of got in the back door, but they know how to do it. They've gotten there. I mean, they'll be fine.
Well, and yeah,
use the Panther model.
They're literally over with our partners at Coolbetter, the Stanley Cup betting favorite again.
Now Zito has gone out and done some things.
Good things.
Yes. I think we had him on a big board once when we were talking about Oilers GMs.
Way back in the day.
Yeah. What could have been?
All right, so Draisaitl, 97. Man, this dude's already at 100 points here. I mean, you can hit that. He's hitting it on the road trip with the way he's played. Leon Draisaitl, 97 points plus 25. He's shooting 21.7% this year, which is rather remarkable. Connor McDavid, 82 points. Evan Bouchard, 51 points. Let's just take Bouchard out of the conversation here for a second. Draisaitl and McDavid, 97 and 82 points. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is their next highest forward. He's 43 points behind Connor McDavid. Zach Hyman, who had 50 goals last year, has 37 points so far this year. And then the next highest scoring forward is Connor Brown. Like, is this team more of a two-man team up front than it has ever been with this group? Like, this is wild stuff. Like, Nuge should get to 50 points. And Hyman should be close to 50 points as well. But, those two guys, and the bottom 6 guys, they play with each other. There's not a lot of offensive talent going on down there.
I'm looking at Podkolzin and Arvidsson 13th and 14th at 21 and 20 respectively. Now, I know Arvidsson missed a bit of time, but
yeah,
I mean,
they're non-factors in the top 6. They just have been all year.
Yeah,
but Nuge and Hyman are not anywhere near what you should have. Like, those guys should be 65 to 70 point guys minimum. They get to play the entire bloody power play all night, every night, with Draisaitl and McDavid. And they have both been stapled to one of Draisaitl and McDavid the entire bloody season. Like, as disappointing offensively the bottom 6 has been as a bunch of non-factors, essentially, Nuge and Hyman, considering the opportunities they get, have been almost just as disappointing. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Let's plug this RV show again. Trev, can you bring up the RV show graphic? If you didn't get a new RV at the last show they did, how about a used RV? Can we interest you in a used RV? What's it going to take me to get you into this used RV?
Or to get you into that used RV.
Over 100 used RVs in tip-top shape. Browse multiple dealers on location. Special RV show finance rates as well. A vast array of units well within your price range. Tent and travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, and more. All inspected, certified, and ready for summer, so you know you're not getting a piece of junk. They've been inspected and certified. Find your new-to-you RV, 9603 165th Ave, from March 13th to March 16th. This show starts up tomorrow, runs through the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 9603 165th Ave. Free admission with a food bank donation. Visit usedrvshow.ca for more details and to get a little sneak peek at what you're going to find over there at the Used RV Show. Take your summer to another level. Pick up a used RV this weekend. All right, Craig Button on the other side here. Does Craig Button have a solution?
You should throw him the poll question.
You know what? Probably will. Let's see a quick poll question update here. Who's most to blame for Oilers' recent funk? 300 votes. 68% players, 18% management, 13.9% on the coach. Some replies here. Where's the from William Huff? Well played, William Huff. Where's the Tobias Reader option? Wow. God, that's
throwback.
That's a good one. This one says it's all Jeff Skinner's fault. Nurse's Cheek says Oilers fans are exhausted. No one was saying anything when they were best team in the league from November to January. Now a 10-game slide and it's all panic. They're still second in the division. Relax. Hey, man, answer the question. Vote. It's a poll. All right, Craig Button's on the way next for Pro-Am Sports. Let's get to a sports update right now with the fine folks at Nisku Glass, where if your windshield has just got a few chips on it or it's entirely shattered, they can take care of it for you at Nisku Glass. Update with LTE now.
Oilers road trip will continue tomorrow against the Devils. Action from last night saw Montreal double up Vancouver 4-2. The Wild snapping Colorado's 6-game win streak with a 2-1 shootout victory. Jets clipped the Rangers 2-1. New York have dropped 4 straight. Kings over the Islanders 4-1, and Erik Karlsson scored the overtime winner, lifting Pittsburgh over Vegas 3-2. 4 games around the NHL tonight. Montreal continues its road trip in Seattle. Utah hosts Anaheim. A crucial wild card battle in Calgary as the Flames host the Canucks, and Buffalo are in Detroit to battle the struggling Red Wings. NBA best Cavaliers with a franchise record 15th straight victory last night. They defeat the Nets 109-104. Tonight, the West leading Thunder visit Boston. Raptors are at home to the 76ers, and the Nuggets host the Timberwolves. NFL news and notes, the Buffalo Bills and Joey Bosa agreeing to a 1-year, $12.6 million deal, while the Ravens will be bringing in receiver DeAndre Hopkins on a 1-year, $5 million deal. Wiener Wednesday as the Oil Kings host the Hitmen tonight, $2 hot dogs all game long. And Tiger Woods having surgery for a ruptured Achilles tendon yesterday, which will look like keeping him out of the Masters and perhaps more majors the rest of the year. Masters will begin on April 10th. Sports Update brought to you by Nisku Glass. We want to thank EST and all the listeners and viewers, and what better way than to give them a deal? Mention Edmonton Sports Talk or present your Nasty Club membership for a 10% discount on windshields, glass, or any of your window and door orders. Call us today to get that ugly broken windshield replaced or to start planning your spring renovation projects now.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Tati and Eric and all of the bad cats like Brzezinski and Noodles. Captain can gauge it. Maybe it's fun but a cool band to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we're number one in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Wanna hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away. Beat up the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the games? Macramalla, Rapapo, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about him game in person, Dusty go forth. What say you? AM Nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
Oh, Nielsen Show songs brought to you by Totem Outdoor Outfitters. New gear, used gear, trading consigned, a sport for every season with hockey equipment and skates ready to go year-round. Family store that takes pride in finding the right fit for you. Visit them at 7430 99th Street or online at www.totemoutfitters.ca. And if you're looking to get your kid their first pair of skates, I don't think there's a better place to do it than Totem Outdoor Outfitters. That's what we did with Marshall, and you know, he likes hockey.
And speaking of hockey, I misspoke in the sports update. 11 o'clock puck drop this morning.
Kids get to leave school and go to the game today. And
Oil
stuff.
Kings hitman. The Oil Kings had that little get out of school letterhead that you can kind of fill out. And please excuse my child.
That makes sense. I like that.
So 11 o'clock this morning.
All right, and if you're going, make sure you chime in on EST Afternoons and the Reed Wilkins Show after the fact. Let them know how it went. Oil Kings off to the playoffs this year. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. You can keep the text messages rolling in, and we'll get to a few more of those as we work our way through the show today. Craig Button is going to join us very politely, sliding over to Wednesday this week with Noodles having to travel after doing that Ottawa Flyers game. Big win for the Sens last night in Philadelphia. Craig Button is brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialist. 2025 Blue Jays on-field spring training, low-profile 5950 hats from New Era have arrived. They're a limited release, so don't miss out. If you waste your time and don't get there, I'm sure Shapiro and Atkins will have ruined it for you by the time you get there. Go get your Blue Jays hats right now. Located in Edmonton at the corner of St. Albert Trail and 128th Ave, or online at proamsports.ca. All right, let's bring in Craig Button this morning. If you are watching over on YouTube, give us a sub. We would very much appreciate that. Mr. Button, good morning. How's this Wednesday treating you so far?
It's treating me really good. And you're talking about Pro-Am Sports. They've treated me really good. And, I find out that Jack, good old Jack over there, is an Expos fan. So I bought an Expos hat. They have a better chance of winning than the Blue Jays.
Good, a hot take, Smith. Give it to this guy. I like that. Man, I do miss the Expos, though. It was just a good brand, wasn't it? It was just a great brand.
Hell of a logo. Yeah.
Damn.
It was a great brand. And you know what? I don't know. Do you know who Jack Todd is? He's a writer for the Montreal Gazette.
Yeah, long-time writer.
Every Sunday he has winners and losers. And the two guys, the owners at the time that took the team to Florida, he says, forever and always they're losers. He's been doing it for about 25 years for sure, doing the same thing.
All right, Craig Button from TSN with us, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Craig, it's been a little bit of a funk that it looked like the Oilers were going to come out of against Dallas. They played great for 40 minutes, then kind of let it slide a bit in the third, but did hang on to win that hockey game. Then they go in. Didn't think they played horribly against Buffalo, but they didn't play well enough to win against Buffalo, and obviously everybody's freaking out here. What are you not seeing from this group right now?
Quite frankly, a committed effort defensively. The game against Dallas is just, you won, but you're up 5-1, and then you just kind of, okay, we think we can coast, and you just said something here that really hit me hard, and it should hit Edmonton Oilers fans hard. You said it's not that they played horribly. Well, when you start with that type of a phrase, it's not that they played horribly. You're not winning in the playoffs. Yeah. To win in the playoffs, it's hard. It's you got to be dialed in. You got to be dialed in all the time, and you got to be committed to the hard work. And quite frankly, the Oilers, since the Four Nations break, they haven't. They haven't been committed defensively. They haven't been committed as a group. And it's not one person. It's the entire team. It's the entire team. And I don't care who you are. You want to give up rush chances. You want to give up all kinds of opportunities with turnovers and loose play. I don't care who your goaltender is. You're going to put that goaltender under duress. And the Edmonton Oilers defensively have been terrible. And this is a team that knows how to really be a top defensive team. To me, it's lack of effort. It's like they're on the wrong side. They don't get there. Say, oh, well, next shift. Oh, okay, well, that wasn't a good period. We'll try it this period. Well, guess what? The periods are piling up, and the play isn't improving.
Well, it's interesting because this was the other area where I wanted to kind of start this conversation. We talked about it a little bit on the station yesterday. It's just, and there's a bunch of different ways to look at it from a physical perspective, and as you mentioned, but they're just easy to play against.
Yeah,
they just give. It's just, I don't know if teams really have to earn it much against the Oilers right now, which is also a recipe to be bounced from the playoffs rather quickly.
And you nailed it quickly. And for the Edmonton Oilers, do they have time to find their game? Yeah. Can they find a game that they know they have? Yeah. It's not like they got to go searching and go, oh, we got to get this game in order. They know what it takes to be successful defensively. They've done it. They've been excellent. But again, you use the term easy to play against. That's what they are. More than that, not more than that, but in addition to that, there's also when you watch how the Oilers play, it's kind of like we're never out of a game. All you got to do is watch Saturday night and go, we're never out of a game. Like they might be up 4-1, 5-1. Just keep playing. This team, like we don't use the term lock it down anymore because you just can't play that way. But that ability to just say, you know what? You're going to have to earn everything. You're not going to get anything easy. Oilers have lost that part of their game at this point in time, and they got to find it. And I think they can because you don't play 120 games that they played, 125 games since Chris Knobloch took over at that level, and not be able to find it again.
TSN's Craig Button joining us on the Nielson Show. I wanted to look at the other side of the coin, Craig. Not that I don't agree with you with the defensive and team defensive responsibilities. We were talking earlier, too, just about, is this in the McDavid-Draisaitl area, the most top two heavy that they've been in that forward group in terms of point production? I know we all know the season Hyman had last year. Nuge has dropped off. But, I mean, just looking at some of these totals, we said maybe Leon and maybe Corey Perry exceeding expectations in that forward group.
Well, Corey Perry is one of your, after those four players at the quartet, Corey Perry is your next leading goal scorer. I mean, Leon Draisaitl is absolutely phenomenal this year. And he has got little to no help from his wingers. When you think you're playing with a great player and you can't take advantage of that greatness. I mean, yeah, okay, so we can talk about Zach Hyman. 50 goals last year was phenomenal, but Zach still is finding ways to contribute. The numbers, I mean, it's a career year. Why do they call it a career year? Because you have one of those in your career. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, but if you think that just four players are going to carry you, and you use, Eric, you talk about two top-heavy players, the respect that Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl have around the league is enormous, and it's earned. But the rest of the group just doesn't seem to be able to. When I say the rest of the group, the back end is just not good. Am I gonna say that Draisaitl and McDavid can't do it? No, but I don't think they can do it for 16 wins with that lack of support.
Yeah, it's so weird because I was thinking about this and you laid it out, the way they've been playing defensively. Remember last year, midway through the season, when they went on that heater 16 in a row? They didn't give up anything. Like, you were surprised when they allowed goals. And then for a good chunk of the playoffs, that's kind of where it was as well. And if you've had that before, and I know they've changed the lineup a bit, can you still find that again, Craig? Is that like a coaching thing that says, hey, guys, like, need to tighten this up now. Look what we've done in the past. Let's get back to that.
I think Chris is an excellent coach, and one of the big things is when you're trying to instill a system of team play that can give you success offensively, defensively, wherever it is. It's different than saying, "I know you guys can do it because you have done it." Now, here's the challenge when you go to it. Like, there's players on this team that have not done it. I think I've said it to you on the show. I've said it a number of times. I think that the Edmonton Oilers had a disastrous summer of 2024. Disastrous. I mean, Arvidsson and Skinner, sorry. Never thought that was good. Losing Broberg and Holloway, losing McLeod and Fogle, losing CC. It feels like they've been chasing. And I know what they said. Well, we're going to have cap space and everything. You bring in Jake Wallman. Okay, that's nice. You bring in Trent Frederick. That's nice, right? I mean, that team last year, they made their team worse. The team that went to Game 7 and played on June 24th last year, that was a darn good team. And then the decisions that were made, have made the team worse.
Yeah, they got a lot older, which not a lot of teams
and
really
slower
want to do.
too.
Yeah, slower and older.
Slower, older, smaller, and less prolific offensively. That's a bad sequence.
That is, you really don't. But you don't want to usually do one of those things, let alone three of them in the same offseason. You know, it's yeah. Well, the good news is that there's another offseason coming, and they can try to recover from it. I guess I don't know. Okay, I want a couple of quick things around the league. The Ottawa Senators, back-to-back nights, back-to-back wins. Dylan Cousins had a nice goal last night. Ottawa, I mean, they're in the thick of it right now. Do you think they're a playoff team this year?
I do. I think they found that level of play that they know they have to perform at to be in the playoffs. You know, the game Saturday versus the New York Rangers was just I'm watching that game. It seemed like the Rangers had that game in order, and then Ottawa, just came back and just Brady Tkachuk just literally said, "Let's go, we're doing it." I was asked on trade deadline day, about Ottawa. I said, I think they have to make some type of a bold move. And Jennifer Hedger asked me, she goes, "What?" I said, "I'm not sure what it is exactly. I wasn't able to pinpoint any one area, but I said something had to change." And Steve Staios changed it. That was a pretty significant, that was a bold move. He knew the importance of Josh Norris to his teammates and the friendships. But Dylan Cousins is bigger. He's durable, and quite frankly, I think that his spirit, as much as well as a lot of players in Buffalo, their spirits have been dampened, because you don't play for anything. I think this trade will help Dylan. I think it'll help the Ottawa Senators. And Allmark was brilliant the other night against Detroit.
He was awesome.
And you don't want to play like that, but Allmark got him 2 points, and away you go.
Craig, I just had two more wild card ones for you, and staying out east first, the Red Wings as well, kind of opposite Senators right now, 6 straight losses. Your thoughts, and if they can kind of wiggle their way back into the thick of it. And tonight, a big game in Calgary, Flames and Canucks. I believe a point separating them for the wild card. Who do you have kind of more faith in that'll get that over the line? Is it Wolf in goal for Calgary that maybe will be the X factor in determining who out of those two gets that wild card spot?
Well, Dustin Wolf's been excellent. I did the Montreal-Vancouver game on Tuesday night, and Vancouver's not very good. They're not very good. If they make the playoffs, I think that would be they might want to have a parade, because that might be as successful can be. They're just not a very good team, full stop. And the Montreal really were quicker and faster and harder than them on Tuesday night, and now they got to go into Calgary and play. And Calgary plays hard, just like Montreal does. Vancouver doesn't. They don't play hard. They're not a competitive group. And now you go to Detroit, and right now, based on watching Detroit play, and I know they played really well against Ottawa, 6 straight losses. Yeah, can they wiggle their way in? Yeah, they can. You got Columbus there. You have Detroit. The Bruins now. Maybe they should have made trades earlier. They're starting to win. Montreal's playing well. It's a pretty good race out there in the East. Todd McClellan, was walking on water before the 6-game losing streak. now a lot of I don't think that the Columbus is a great story. Montreal, I think Ottawa will be in the playoffs. And, I look at a team like Columbus that has a tough time winning on the road. Feels to me like Detroit has a really good opportunity. But those 2 losses to Columbus could be the backbreaker for them, though. And the outdoor game and at Ohio State and the night before in Detroit. I think Detroit. If you put my feet to the fire, Ottawa and Columbus make up the 2 wild cards in the East.
Craig, before I let you go, obviously it was a long day on trade deadline day. Were the snacks good? What was the catering like? Does it keep you powered up throughout the day?
Well, I don't really eat like when I'm working. I'll eat in the morning. I ate my oatmeal in the morning and everything, but I don't really grab what I usually grab is just a bag of cashews. I like cashews. I always make sure I have cashews. I'm a
Love
cashews
cashews.
guy.
Big cashew guy
Other than
myself.
Great nut.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't really partake. So I'm not really sure how the catering was. I mean, everybody's well taken care of, but
Yeah.
I got to say they brought in that Harvey's onion rings and fries
Yeah.
210. I don't want to rain on Harvey's parade, but not very good.
Greg, as always, man, we love you. We'll catch you up next week, all right?
See ya.
There you go. That's Greg Button. Just saying the truth.
Have it your way.
The cashew is my favorite nut of the nut family.
It's a great nut. You don't even
Yeah.
need it salted.
Yeah.
If you can have a nut unsalted, it's a strong nut.
I do prefer the cashew salted.
We
but I've got
prefer
the,
everything salted,
what
but
do they
I'm
call-
just
I got a
saying.
salt tooth.
It can stand on its
It's-
own.
yeah.
It can stand on its
Yeah,
got a
it's-
nice rich flavor.
It's become one of my summer driving go-to snacks.
Yeah.
Cashews.
like a good almond as well. They're good for the gut.
Mm-hmm. The odd flight you'll be on, they'll offer up cashews instead of just stupid pretzels. And I get really excited when I have a chance to get some salted cashews on an airplane.
Don't bring them around here though.
What's that?
Read it.
Oh, yeah, no, we can't do I don't even know. We should probably even talk about nuts.
I have a confession. I brought in a bag of peanuts the other day. I was just eating them casually over there at my workstation. And Reed's walking around. He goes, "Oh, what are those?" I go, and I stopped myself.
Yeah.
And I felt shame. And then so I've taken them home. I've cleaned down the area and we're all good. But
We haven't seen him have a scene yet. Like, do you think he's faking?
Did he tell you about the Philadelphia story where he was laying in the bed and he had to phone his parents every 15 minutes to let them know he was alive?
Oh no!
So
So
you
I
got to
guess,
ask him that one.
So I guess he's not faking.
Oh no!
Okay.
And that was a dusting off a calamari plate. Like there wasn't even.
Oh yeah, I have heard that story.
Yeah.
I have heard that
Yeah,
story.
it is.
Jeez, yeah, that's tough.
Speaking of home records, too quickly, Columbus 26-4 on home ice.
Who do they think they are?
Well,
The Cleveland Cavaliers?
we were kind of looking at top 11-19-4 away, as Craig pointed out.
Button did lay it out. I mean, and it, I'll say it. I got sucked in by like the buzz of them signing so many guys. But
That's what people like.
the off season is backfiring big time on this team right now. Like Jeff Jackson, and I remember like Jeff Jackson, he signed this guy, and we're like, why do you even need to hire a GM? Look what he's done. Like I was wrong.
People were saying, let him
I'll
cook.
just say,
I
yeah.
think was the phrase. Let him
Jeff
cook.
Jackson should not be allowed in a kitchen ever again.
Where's he work?
In
Harvey's?
early July. Like the off season, I mean, there's no other way to lay it out there. They got older and slower and smaller, which is that's a scary thing to accomplish in one off season, but they did. That's why I think management, when the whole blame poll that we threw up today, I think management should be getting more votes over there. Like you committed, you kept guys. Like you decided to keep the older guys, let the younger guys go, get completely bent over by the St. Louis Blues, do nothing about it, and then the other guys you brought in just it hasn't clicked. Like the offseason killed this team. If they don't get back to a conference final, there's one place to look, and it's Jeff Jackson. It's as simple as that. It's almost like he had no general manager experience at all when they brought him in. Like that's tough, but it's just the truth. This is not us being overly critical. It's just a fact.
Also, cashews and almonds are both not nuts. An almond is, I guess, a type of fruit.
You know what? I'm glad somebody brought that up because I was hesitant. Like I thought maybe we'd look like idiot, but I was like, well, if you said it was a nut, I must be a nut. I mean, I'm overthinking it.
Yeah, it's the tomato
It
thing all
looks
over
like.
again.
I mean,
Tomato's a vegetable. I mean, it's you can say, it's a
so
fruit.
what's a cashew?
It's kind of like a fruit. The cashew comes from
Cashew is not a
seeds
fruit.
of a fruit called a cashew apple.
That's make believe.
They grow on trees.
There's no, they don't.
What do you think they
A
dig them up in the
cashew
ground or what?
apple? I am 43 years old. I've never heard of a cashew apple. Let me see this thing.
I
What's
mean,
a
we don't need to.
What?
Yeah.
What do they do with the rest of it? How does this work? What is this? The cashew apple is a light reddish to yellow fruit whose pulp and juice can be processed into a sweet, astringent fruit drink.
Yeah.
What?
The shells, though, contain a toxic oil that can cause blisters.
So where do they get where's the cashew come from? The middle of this thing?
It hangs off the bottom.
Come on. Trev, did you know this?
The stem of the cashew apple looks like a cashew. That's the craziest thing ever.
Oh,
Look
it
at
does.
this.
It does. You're right.
It looks like a cashew.
So whereabouts inside there is the cashew? Because I'm seeing some split right now. I don't see a cashew.
That's so weird. I never thought you'd like water cashews. Like, grow
Did
in
anybody
it.
else know this? Like, is this a
Grow.
well-known fact here?
But I never really thought
Climbing
of
a
it like
cashew
that.
tree.
Yeah, like I
Come on.
I don't know. Did I
but
just
they're
think they
nuts.
were made?
They're nuts. Yeah, exactly. In a
Think
factory.
about how many.
Yeah, in a factory.
in a
Like I have
lab.
no idea. Like I never thought that they were.
Are there multiple cashews inside a cashew apple, or is it just one? Do you realize how many cashew apples you have to cashew to
You think
put
about
together
that
a pack of cashews?
next time
Bless
you're.
you.
Yeah. So I wonder if Reed would have the allergy then.
Because it's just an apple.
I guess he wouldn't be allergic to cashews.
Because it's a fruit,
He
not a
shouldn't be.
nut.
Yeah.
Or almonds. For
So
that
is he
matter.
allergic to fruits then?
Wow.
That's fascinating stuff.
That is crazy.
Should ask him where cashews come from. Apples.
Well, let's just test it. Let's
give
just
him a cashew
throw a
apple.
bag of
Here,
cashews at him.
Have an apple.
See what happens.
A cashew apple.
Eat up and we'll tell you. Reed, if you're listening this morning, I don't know if Reed's up yet, but Reed, are you allergic to cashews, or can we just have like a big old cashew party in here? Because they are delicious. I cannot believe I'm just learning about. I mean, most people probably be like, Dusty, we didn't expect you to know about this because it's me, but a cashew apple.
This is news to me as well.
Nature Boy's in and says, you guys should have been keeping track over all the years of the new things Dusty has learned and experienced on the show.
Oh.
It's like watching Jim Carrey in The Truman Show.
It's a thick book.
Collingwood Rob says, I'm 40. I know cashews. Come after me. All right, let's dive into our Cool Bet segment. Then we got free advice coming up. A real sticky situation, as one guy said. So we'll get
Is
to
this
that.
going back to the gym?
This is not, no. I'm done with gym stories unless something pops up today.
Mr.
I mean,
Loofah man, hey?
Yeah. Legal analyst Eric Macramalla is on the way. We'll get to a few of those as well. Andrew the accountant says, when I was a teenager, there was a song that mentions cashews came from a fruit, and it blew my mind. Yeah. I mean, I guess I never thought about where they came from, but I thought it was just like inside a little cashew peanut shell type of thing.
Yeah, like
that's,
most nuts.
Not a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
apple. Wow.
But you never had to crack a cashew. That's so. Think about that. Like, you know.
Beaumont Dusty texted. He's got a cashew story. Hey, guys, they grow in Costa Rica. When I was down there, our tour guide picked off a tree and asked me if I knew what this was. I didn't. He told me to take a bite of the fruit. It was incredibly bitter and disgusting. The nut actually grows on the top of the fruit, and they only harvest one nut for fruit.
So that's the stem
I think that's
was
why they're
talking
so
about.
expensive.
That looks like the cashew.
That's the
thing that
stem.
looks like a
That's-
cashew is the cashew.
Yeah, that's why. That makes sense.
That's where the cashew is.
So it's the
But
stem.
then it's not the nut of the fruit. So it's a nut.
So it's a stem.
The cashew is essentially a stem.
Yeah.
But in the description, he
It
was saying a
hangs from
nut.
that.
This is insane.
That's like eating the apple stem
First, the catch of the pen
and calling
early
it a
in the
nut.
morning, and now this.
We haven't even got to the Jaunty video yet.
Mind's blown. Yeah, Jaunty in Victoria, Charlie Chinstrap Penguin YouTube video, tweeted it out last night. Okay, wow. Whew. Okay, trying to regroup from this cashew news this morning. Let's get our Cool Bet segment. If you've not yet signed up for an account at Cool Bet, when you do, it's a 100% deposit bonus on your initial deposit up to $200 when you use the code LOCKSHOP when you sign up. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for the boys. Where we at? Oh, almost changing 200 already here before 7:30. We'll take it. 37 away. Hammer the thumbs up. We got the Red Wings tonight at home against the Buffalo Sabres. Boy, Detroit needs that one.
Yeah. They sure do.
And Buffalo's kind of got their monthly win. So I don't mind that.
They've collected their tax, yeah.
You know what? No way. Oh, this is gross. I'm going to say we go with the Calgary Flames tonight. It's chalky.
Leave your heart out of it.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
leave
if you
the-
want to mix it up a bit, you can. But let's just get a dub tonight. Calgary Flames. Calgary Flames. Calgary Flames minus. Calgary Flames minus 140. Calgary Flames minus 143.
You did it.
Let's get the sports update. We bet the Flames tonight. Sports update right now for Park Mazda with Lieutenant Eric. Free advice. What do you need help with? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. What do you need help with? Free advice for Damon Bunting is on the way next. And Eric Macramalla makes his triumphant return to the show. He was down south.
Probably have a tan.
I wonder if he saw a cashew somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, Macramalla's
Cashew
going to
orchard.
just... Do you think Macramalla knows where a cashew comes from? I'm going to ask him today. I don't think he does. I bet you he's a very successful rich lawyer.
Probably has a theory, though.
I wonder if he dresses up like Daredevil and goes around and beats people up. We'll find out more on that with Macramalla when he joins us in about 15 minutes. Free advice is on the way next. Let's get to the sports update with Park Mazda.
Oilers road trip will continue tomorrow with a stop in New Jersey to play the Devils. Action last night saw Montreal double up the Canucks 4-2. Erik Karlsson scoring the overtime winner. Penguins clipped the Golden Knights 3-2. Kings over the Islanders 4-1. It was the Jets 2-1 over the Rangers. New York have now dropped 4 straight. And the Wild snap Colorado 6-game win streak with a 2-1 shootout win. 4 games around the NHL tonight. Seattle at home to Montreal. Anaheim visit Utah. Buffalo in Detroit. And the Flames host the Canucks. Cavaliers 15 straight victories now as they defeated the Nets 109-104 in NBA action. Later tonight, it'll be the West leading Thunder visiting the Celtics. Philly on the road in Toronto, and the Nuggets at home to the Timberwolves. Buffalo Bills and Joey Bosa agreeing on a 1-year, $12.6 million deal yesterday, while the Baltimore Ravens will be bringing in receiver DeAndre Hopkins on a 1-year, $5 million deal. Wiener Wednesday as the Oil Kings host the Hitmen later this morning at 11. $2 hot dogs all game long. And Tiger Woods having surgery for a ruptured Achilles tendon yesterday. Achilles tendon, which will keep him out of the Masters and leaves in question whether he can participate in other majors for the rest of the year. The Masters will begin on April 10th. Sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he thinks this show is just plain nuts. Yeah.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki in a tuxedo t-shirt because it says, like, he wants to be formal, but he's also here to party too.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Owen loves his mama. Owen! 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 Who the hell are you all of a sudden? The unsaltedness makes me choke. The unsaltedness makes me choke.
The Nielson Show. Happy Wednesdays. There's a murderer in the house.
There's a murderer in the house.
This was for Trev.
I'm on my bath.
I'm on my bath.
To his landlord.
Yeah, that's
Who's this?
Who's this?
Owen doesn't have a friend.
Ah, my goodness.
I asked for the salted nuts. He brought me the unsalted nuts.
Nuts.
All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. If you are watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. If you're not yet subbed to the channel, please do. We would appreciate that. We're 17 likes away from changing 200. Let's hammer through that. Oilers will be back in action tomorrow, but today we get to talk about them, having a practice later today, and they're going to blow up the top 6. What are they going to do? Who knows? We'll find out about that. Legal analyst Eric Macramalla is going to pop by. He'll be by around 7:45 for the great staff at Park Mazda. EST legal analyst and guy whose middle name is Danger, which is quite unfortunate because he's actually a very cautious individual. EST legal analyst and guy who was charging Americans an extra 25% before it was cool. EST legal analyst and guy who won a game of Pictionary while drawing nothing but isosceles triangles. That's a good one. There's a bunch of good ones in here today. We'll continue to sort through these as we work our way towards his segment today. All right, free advice for Damon Bunting. What do you need help with? 780-218-9999. Life advice. Maybe kids. I'm a parent. Maybe you need parent advice. Work advice, relationship advice, love life advice, fantasy sports advice. What do you need help with? We're going to give it to you for free right now. Buying or selling? Bunting, man, he's your guy. Consistent, top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area. I think his birthday's coming up. He's a March baby.
A charge baby?
Bunting's a charge baby. He and his team would love to help you find the right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven. He understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Absolutely tremendous community guy. That's the bottom line. www.damonbunting.com or check out his Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. If you are an AM Nasty and you are buying or selling a home, Damon Bunting will take care of you. I promise you, you will get the absolute best service. He will move your house. And nowadays, they're usually going above asking price. If I was a realtor, I would try to convince my clients to set a low price. Then no matter what, I'm always getting above asking price. Like, it's going to go for this. Like, let's sit it here. See what we can do. Gets people talking.
$1.
I got it sold for $455,000 above asking price. All right. What do you need help with? 780-218-9999.
Formula One fantasy, anyone?
Do you guys get your rosters in? Your teams?
I got my principal's email.
Okay.
My fantasy login code. So I have to do that today.
20 of us are already signed up.
Yeah,
we need 2 more. I think you and whoever the second listener
is it a race now?
got in.
Oh,
so no.
Do I have to?
Coincidentally, it's not a race to sign up.
Yeah.
No, you're still good. I got my teams put together last night.
Should have watched Gager try to show Hernan how to log in yesterday.
It's not that hard.
The week Hernan's been having, though.
I did have to text Gager last night, and I was just like, hey, man, I can't select my country. What's going on here? And then I just had to refresh the page, and it worked. Guys, I need some advice. I was ridiculed by some of my friends at the Oilers game versus Dallas on Saturday night. I went to the washroom when the Oilers were up 5-1. When I came back, it was 5-4. When is it safe to go to the washroom when you're watching an Oilers game? That's in from Atif. Atif, the only advice I can give you here is I wouldn't go to the washroom. I'd just piss my pants. All right, let's
You're
get
the
to
guy in the
let's
chair,
get to the next
man.
one.
You could just, keep a couple of empty bottles under there.
Yeah, exactly.
Let her rip.
Lucas, free advice, doing some CFL fantasy prep. A couple early mock drafts. But if you had the 3rd and 6th picks this year, who would you take and why? I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
3 and 6.
Lucas is rolling 3 and 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would make sense. 4 or 5 swings. So he'd be 3 and 6. Okay. Just quickly, we're not going to spend a ton of time on this just yet. Lucas, I love the question. First overall, Nathan Rourke. You have to. You have the flex spot, like
Birmingham's on the clock.
Canada spot.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
You're taking Nathan Rourke, right? If we're mocking this thing, you're taking Nathan Rourke. Does Trey Ford go second? Canadian quarterback.
Based on the nationality and the position, yes. I would assume those two are 1 and 1 and 2.
Rourke's going to go 1. Ford's going to go 2. Lucas, you're taking Brady Oliveira at 3. And those are your 3 Canadians.
Yeah.
Then go through the 4-5 swing. And then I would probably go quarterback at 6. There's a lot of good receivers in the league. I'd go Brady Oliveira at 3, quarterback at 6. And you get a pretty good quarterback because the 2 Canadian quarterbacks will be gone. The guy in the 4-5 swing is only going to take 1 quarterback if he takes a quarterback.
In our league, it's been shown that you don't have to move quick on quarterbacks, as Matty Iwanek has demonstrated. A strong receiving core. CFL's a long season.
Yeah,
Usually
who's the
guys like
receiver that
share
jumps off
time.
the
You know what I'm
page,
saying? Like
so-
it's not as static as the NFL sometimes is.
Gotta get those 2 Canadian quarterbacks, though.
They
Automatic first rounders.
They
They gotta be 1-2.
Ratio busters.
Has to be 1-2. All right, let's get to this one. This is an interesting one. Boys, I've been living with my new roommates since January 1st. I think one of them is stealing from his job, and the other one I don't think has showered in the last 2 weeks. I have 3 months left on my lease. What do I do here? I mean, unless there's an out, don't you just have to, I mean, you just kind of got to suck it up, ride it out, spend more time at other people's houses. And actually, I mean, if the one guy is stealing from work, I mean, it's not your job. It's not your work.
Yeah, I don't know where the concern is.
I mean,
the non.
I mean, he's probably
showering
worried because he's living with a scofflaw.
a dirty scofflaw, a stinky.
But the other guy, I think there's two roommates.
There's two. Oh,
one
the other
doesn't
one's not
shower and the other one
showering.
steals from work. How do you find these people? Who'd you move? Like, what'd you move into?
Animal House.
What is this?
What frat?
I mean, yeah, I would probably just maybe find a girlfriend and start staying at her place.
Yeah, nothing you can really do with the stealing. Like,
No, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to
Like,
call his
hey,
work and
do you
rat him out?
Do you steal? Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be weird.
I can't give any advice on that. Maybe just a stinky guy had lots of candles for breeze.
Oh, yeah, scented candles. That's not a bad idea.
Scentsies.
Axe body spray.
Axe.
Imagine if the guy who steals from work works at a scented candle store and he's stealing scented candles.
Wouldn't
That
be
would
something?
really solve all your problems.
Make them work for each other.
That'd be
Yeah.
ideal.
I used to steal from work. Save on foods.
Oh, what'd you steal?
Oh yeah.
Bulk. Well, I was working
gotta-
night shift in the bulk department. It's like
What'd you steal?
I take some candy sometimes,
Chocolate
like
milk?
chocolate milk one time.
You have to sample the goods.
Well, actually the chocolate milk I would pay for when the store would open. But the bulk candy, I'm like, they're not going to miss out on some bulk candy. I'm working night shift.
I stole candy too once.
Yeah, I mean,
Pomegranate juice and bags of pistachios.
that's what you would take? Yeah.
High end items.
Man, we are scofflaws, the three of us.
Peanut M&Ms.
In the bulk section? Or bags?
On bags.
Oh, geez, Louise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not at the grocery store, at the movie theater.
You worked at a movie theater?
Yep.
And you did that too. I didn't know you worked in Pincher Creek.
Yeah, Fox Theater.
There's a movie theater in Pincher Creek? Just one movie?
Two.
That's a double theater in Pincher Creek?
Yep. Aside from this, that was my favorite job until this.
My sister worked at the theater in Cranbrook.
So
we had
much
5
fun.
theaters there. I have like five.
Wow, that's 5 movies.
Yeah, 5 movies. Yeah, that's what it was. Brandon from Windsor says, whoa, save it for confessions, guys.
Don't
I mean,
it's
it's always
yeah.
a safe place.
Don't say anything.
Rubella 2.0 says, when I was younger, I had 2 roommates that were constantly fighting. To get away from it, I worked 14-hour days and hung out at my parents' house a lot. Yeah.
Making money, staying out of trouble.
Not a bad
Spending
idea.
time with the
I mean,
folks.
in the end, your life's probably better because of it. Andrew, the accountant, says, Dusty, that's not stealing. It's just quality control.
Oh, they write it off. You can just, right?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, nobody's missing a handful of Smarties from the bulk department at Save-On. Like,
Ryan from SK, bulk jubes and shaved deli meat.
steal the shaved deli.
I like that. I'd take deli meats if I
Bulk
could.
jubes I can get, but how are you going over and getting the shaved deli meat?
I love that.
I do like the idea of somebody sitting there slicing the shaved deli meat and like as they load, they always have their hand there and they layer it down, and then one time they just go and just keep going. That would be kind of funny.
Pocketing it.
That would be kind of funny. 780-218-9999. Dex is suggesting that maybe we get wallet chains. When they're chains on. Did you have a wallet chain ever?
No.
Trev, did you have a wallet chain? Were you? Oh no. He was wallet chain guy.
One time. It
One
was
time? For how long? Like one wallet? Because that could be a couple years.
No, it was. Yeah, I was probably in elementary. Yeah, I was. And I got these black pants. It was my first pair of black jeans. And it happened to come with a wallet and chain. And I just felt like the coolest guy ever. I was walking around school with it. Yeah, I had that.
Did people think you were pretty cool? Or?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'd like to think so.
I never did wallet chain guy.
But I was in elementary school.
My brother did the shoelace belt. Remember that?
Yeah, I understand.
That's
I
cool.
rock a shoelace.
I kind of get shoelace belt.
I did that.
Yeah, I don't. I never did it, but I think that would
It's
have
almost
been
better because you don't have to rely on the predetermined holes. You can just tighten to your own.
Very
Yeah.
customizable. Yep.
Yeah, that's not bad actually.
Changing 200.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Changing 200.
On a non-game day or day after
Yeah,
game
we're
day.
crushing it today.
We're in that middle zone.
I think it was the start of the show really got people going today.
that 6 o'clock hour was.
Yeah, the 6 o'clock hour just had
people are whispering
Esty.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Esty.
Rob from the Gross says the bulk department is just a sample aisle, right?
That's a hot take.
Atif says he still goes in there today while he's shopping.
Yeah,
and just eats out
keep
of the
those
bulk.
dirty hands out of those bulk bins, Atif. We do not need you
Atif, we don't need your rough hands
sampling in there.
And, Atif's, there's a photo at Bulk Barn that says Atif's not allowed in here.
This man, do not accept checks nor allow him in the.
Guys, I worked at a gas station when I was 17. I didn't steal, but when no one was around, I'd ring up smokes for myself. Oh, so you would? Oh, you're okay. So you're too young to buy smokes, but you would pay for them yourself. I mean that's not stealing. Probably shouldn't have started smoking when you were 17 years old, but
Yeah, 16 was the age to do it.
Juan is in and said Velcro wallet on a chain. Dex is saying Trev carried a wallet in elementary school. Yeah, I didn't carry a wallet. I didn't
like $5.
I don't think I carried a wallet at all in school.
Had my lunch
If I
pass.
brought $5, I'd bring $5 type of thing. But I guess when I had a driver's license, I would have. But yeah,
Had my lunch pass. I got punched every day. Where else am I going to put that?
did you say it got punched every day?
Yeah, you know the.
Oh yeah. Oh, the lunch. Yeah, I didn't have one of those. Did you go to a high school that had a cafeteria and everybody would hang out in it?
Yeah, we had a cafeteria.
No,
You
we-
had to pay hard money though. We
didn't have a cafeteria in my schools, high school or junior high school.
Are you serious?
Serious.
That's,
Yeah.
That's too bad. That's
Yeah.
some of my favorite memories were in the cafeteria.
No, in our junior high school, there was like the area where all the lockers were. There was some picnic tables where we'd all kind of sit around and eat lunch, but there was no cafeteria where you could like go up and
I never
buy
ate there
lunch.
though.
No,
We'd go to my buddy's garage for lunch.
I know what you were doing in there.
you
You
know
were
what-
eating lunch.
Do you know what I mean?
You
Yeah.
were eating lunch in that
Lots of
garage.
all the shaved deli meats and
That makes sense.
Very hungry.
All right, 780-218-9999. What did you steal from work? Send in your texts, and we'll get to a few more of those as we work our way through the show. I've got people randomly tweeting me Oilers lines that they'd like to see. We can get to that at some point. Deaky Spark says, when I was 17, I got in trouble for buying pro lines on my own till. Didn't even win, and I paid too. I just couldn't see the big deal. I like that because we had a guy, my buddy Shorts, when we were like 14 in junior high school. He was 16 in high school, and he always would go over to the mall and hang out at the sports card store. And then he'd get those guys to go buy us pro line tickets. So then he'd come back on the bus and give the pro line tickets to like us 14-year-olds. Like,
What a racket.
I've been gambling from a young age, guys.
What if our next guest has
Young age.
done any pilfering in his day? Hey, little.
No, Macramalla steals every time he signs a new client. If you know what I mean. All right, there you go. That's free advice for Damon Bunting. You know who's not going to steal from you? Damon Bunting, unless you include getting a steal of a deal stealing, because he's going to buy and sell your home at a very affordable rate. All right, let's get to some Macramalla intros, then we'll catch up with old vacation boy here. EST legal analyst and guy who likes to say, as jurors, you are not to be swayed by sympathy, which is unfortunate since he's always representing guilty murderers. That's a tough one. EST legal analyst and guy who refuses to eat his spare ribs until someone at the table tells him what happens to the original ribs. EST legal analyst and guy whose dreams of being a rodeo clown were dashed when he discovered he was allergic to getting kicked in the head by a bull.
The swollen head.
EST legal analyst and guy that can't walk past the dirty car without writing, "Not as dirty as your mom" on it with his finger. EST legal analyst and guy who stares directly into the sun for 7 minutes a day because he knows that's where the good vitamin D is. EST legal analyst and guy who once won a game of Pictionary while drawing nothing but isosceles triangles. And may I add one more? EST legal analyst and guy who was sorely missed over the last few weeks by listeners to the point where some of them were sliding my DMs being like, man, is Macramalla still on the show? Tune in today, but it wasn't his segment. What's going on?
Mitch especially.
They like him. They really, really like him. Brought to you by Park Mazda. Macramalla, did you get a haircut?
I got a haircut after I came back from our trip. It just seems though on this side it's flipped. The image is flipped, and it seems as though it's not working as I'd hoped. It's great to see you guys. When I was away on vacation, and I was thinking about you guys the entire time, to the point where the kids, there were a lot of kids on this trip, 12 kids. And they say, Eric, do you want to play football or toss it? I said, no, I'm thinking about Dustin and Eric. So you guys need to get lost. And I would look in the sun the entire time. So yada, yada, yada. I'm blind, but my skin has never looked better, right? It's really important. It's not how you feel. It's how you look. Yeah, I look in the sun the whole time, but those beautiful Big League vitamins from the sun, they're fantastic. Which reminds me, there was someone on Twitter, I love your listeners. They're the best. They're the best around. Like in the movie Karate Kid, you're the best around. They're the best around. But I just tweeted out yesterday, Twitter is still around. I mean, I don't know about you. I think I'm down to 7 from 22,000 to 7 followers because Elon keeps getting rid of people, whether they exist or not. And I just said that I was going to take my kids to Wrigley Field. They have a week off in April, and just for Dodgers, Cubs at Wrigley Field. You want to take your kids to Wrigley, right? They're 11 and 8. It's time. And I'm not going to go because the U.S. is an absolute disaster and a travesty, and I hate them. And then someone in Edmonton said that I was stupid for not doing it. I'm like, well, I mean, like, I understand Twitter is a toilet bowl, but whoever this person is, I want them to listen to me clearly. I'm not an idiot. You're an idiot, and you're banned from listening to these segments moving forward. So when I come on, idiot, you have to get off this platform. Then when I'm off, you can get back on. I'm blocking him from your show when I'm on. Fair?
I need fair, but I need to dial it back here a bit. You went on a vacation with 12 kids?
It's funny because the court order said I couldn't. No, it's yeah. So it was. It's weird because none of them were mine. It was weird.
Yeah, how did you like? So this was like a bunch of families that went, or like, did you take I mean, I know you're very rich. Did you take your minor league baseball team down there? Like, what happened?
Which one? I just don't like how the hair's popped up on one side. I feel bad for you.
I think it looks good. I think your haircut looks terrific.
Thank you.
Very sharp.
I'm a little bit. I got so dark that it's people are like, "Oh, you're black." I'm like, no, that's not what black is. It's not what it is. You're idiots. You're also banned from listening to this segment. So no, it's 12. So we're 4 families.
Oh,
it's the 4 families. Wow. And we went last year. We went to an all-inclusive resort. We went. I won't say which resort it was. It was the Hard Rock in Punta Cana. I won't say whether it was good or not. It was fantastic. But then one of the dads is like, I've gone to Aruba for 25 years with my dad, and I'd like to go again. I'm like, okay, what the hell do I care, right? So we rented these homes, 4 families across 3 homes. Each home had a pool and a barbecue. And
what?
Yeah, I got to say, it was like initially, I was like, it seems like a lot of work. I got to make lunch and dinner every other day. But turns out it was better than a resort for us, at least for the adults. The kids, they could go either way, obviously. But it was amazing. And Aruba's great because it rains for we were there for 10 days because we're super rich. It rained like for 8 seconds in total the entire time.
So and
for those 8 seconds,
perfect vacation.
I was like, oh, I can't believe it's raining for 8 seconds. This is ridiculous. Everybody hide. So no, it was amazing. And then the beach is there. There's this beach called, you guys will appreciate it because you're boys. I'm sexist, by the way. There's a beach called Eagle Beach. It's the 3rd ranked beach in the world. And so the water is light blue. There are fish swimming around. Then the sand is that thin white sand. But here's the key is that it's a very deep beach. So there's a ton of place for you to toss a baseball or play football without being concerned you're going to hit other people or get in their way. So you had these 12 kids. I brought a football and set up a beach football court, and they would play for like 2 or 3 hours at a time. I introduced them last year to it. Half of them weren't coordinated. Now they're coordinated because they've been on my program over the year. And it was a great trip. It was great. It was fantastic. But everyone on the trip kept saying to me, "Why are you getting so dark?" And I'm like, "Why are you all racist?"
We took down a bunch of listeners to Mexico like 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago.
Thanks for the invite.
But the big thing was we wanted to play a football game on the beach like in Point Break. Right? That was a big thing. So we did it. One day we got a football and we went out.
Oh, that's good.
Played, and it was extremely difficult playing football in sand. Like We were all dying. There was like 2 guys who were just insane athletes.
And Will was at the museum.
And Will was off taking pictures of critters. And we played this football game, and we were begged after like 30 minutes. We're like, how do people do this in movies? It's insane.
It's true. It's true. Now, this Eagle Beach, the sand was. Oh, that was the other thing about it, is that like you would step in it, but you wouldn't sink 3 feet, right? Near the top of the beach. So they were able to do it.
By the way, like how
losers, losers like Jeb Bush should have nothing to do.
Yeah,
losers. Like who goes around ranking asparagus from restaurants? Who the hell cares, right? But no, they're losers. I'm like, is this a good beach or a bad beach? No, it's great. We're done. There's a lot of beaches in Aruba. We go to this one beach called Arachi Beach. I'm like, we're not coming back here again. The guy's like, but I've been coming here for 25 years. Well, I go, well, it's over. It's not good for the kids. We do everything for the kids because the kids remind me all the time we do everything for them. It's very exciting. Anyway, just the bottom line is I missed you both unequally.
Oh, we missed you too, man. Wait, did you say you missed us both unequally?
Correct. Yeah. You remember when I start a sentence, I don't know how it's going to end. I just hope for the best.
Okay, so
I bought this at the duty free shop. A big bag. This thing is backwards. Look at this. A big bag of Twix. How awesome is that? To give to the kids. And I never did. And now I'm hiding it in my office.
You kept it. That's great. Hey, by the way,
I don't like kids.
Do you know where a cashew comes from?
I from the ground?
See, nobody knew. Like it comes.
Where does it come from?
It comes from a thing called a cashew apple that hangs in a tree as a fruit, if you can believe it.
Stop it!
I swear to God, I just learned about it today.
A cashew is part of an apple?
A cashew apple. It's like the stem part of it. It's the stem of a cashew apple and a fruit that is so gross that nobody eats it, so they just harvest it to get the cashew out of the stem.
So the cashew is the actual stem, what attaches the crappy apple to the tree?
I think it's inside the stem being protected by the other stem. Yeah.
That's a lot of work to retrieve. That's why they're so expensive.
That's the thing. Like how
I want cashew
to get into a pack of cashews.
The guys that retrieve the cashews, do you think they use their teeth to remove the cashew from the stem and then spit it out into a bag and go, we're selling that to Canada?
Probably.
Yeah, I would think so too.
That's exactly how I think they probably harvest them. I will never complain about the cost of cashews again, though, knowing the process. I'm just I just got to pay the price now. Like,
speaking of disgusting, I was at the airport. We were connecting, and I can't make this up.
Wow, you didn't even fly direct? I thought you were rich.
Yeah, isn't it terrible? It was weird. It's like, oh, this is how it is for poor people.
I didn't know you
have
had
to get off the plane
on a private
and get onto another plane. Yeah. Wouldn't that be hysterical? Yeah. We're just gonna take a little break here in Toronto, maybe stretch our legs. It was a 45-minute flight. So it was in the airport at the gate. Now, the reason, I don't like germs, right? And it gets worse as you get older, like licking fingers, your tongue is on a napkin. I will literally dry heave at the table if I see you lick your fingers or punch you in the face. There was a woman at the gate. I know you guys lick your fingers and eat wings.
Well, when I eat wings, I do suck my fingers. Sorry, man.
Like that's what monkeys do. And even not all the monkeys. Some monkeys use a leaf to clean their hands. I don't know why you're doing that. It's disgusting. Your tongue is a napkin. Anyway, so we're at the gate. True story. I'm sitting there and I'm telling Emily, the woman that I make love to on a regular basis, I said, I hate flying because the airport gate reminds me how disgusting people are. Literally, as I say that, a woman across from me pulls out dental floss and starts to floss at the gate. It's I'm looking at her. I'm like, were you raised by animals? As I'm retrieving a cashew from the stem, but doing so with a lot of grace. A lot of grace. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my kids a bag of cashews, just be a bag of stems. Finish it. It's like shucking your own oysters. You guys got to shuck the stems. Eat your stems.
Eat your stems.
Why don't you eat your stem at school today? Oh, Daddy, it's hard. There's a cashew inside. It's a surprise. You guys are soft. Kids are soft today.
Hey,
God, I missed you guys so much.
I miss you too. But so you're in Ottawa. The Sens are playing great. You're a Habs fan. Habs are hanging around there.
Hanging around like herpes, but yeah, they're hanging around.
Do you think they could track down a spot here? And are you?
No, not really.
What's the buzz like in Ottawa for the Sens right now?
The buzz is big because you got Dylan Cousins, who doesn't get hurt on a regular basis like Josh Norris. And what it did too is sometimes you have these teams with young leaders, and it's very cliquey. And Josh Norris is part of that clique, so you kind of got rid of that. So now kind of sent a message to the players. This is business. You only do with that kind of move. Plus, it's a great move. Dylan Cousins, that's a great addition to the team. So the buzz is really good here in the city. I think the sense I have is the Sens will clinch a playoff spot. And then it comes down to the Rangers, the Red Wings,
Blue Jackets,
and the Canadians and the Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets seem to be coming down a little bit, although they had a great game against the Rangers. So the Canadians just can't score on a regular basis. Patrick Laine is MIA. So I think it's going to be tough. It's the number of teams you have to jump. Nothing more I would love than the Habs in the playoffs. It's been so long, and they're a fun team to watch. I guess right now I'm setting my sights.
Last night crushed the Canucks.
It was, but against a team like the Canucks aren't that great a team. I mean, they can't score. My focus now is to begin a campaign to ensure that Lane Hudson wins the Calder Trophy. That's my campaign. Okay.
Well, he's building a strong case for you. I mean, that should help your campaign quite a bit. He's pretty damn good.
But this is Celebrini guy.
Yeah.
It's harder to play defense, especially in your first year. It's insane what he's doing, isn't it?
I mean, I think that should be looked into more in the Calder race. Like stepping in as a defenseman and having that much success has to be more difficult than doing it as a forward.
Why not have 2 rookies of the year? One for forward, one for defense, maybe one for goalie.
And a goalie.
Actually, no goalie.
And everybody else who's a rookie this year can get a ribbon too. Like, come on, it's got to be an award.
So you've read my book. Everybody gets a ribbon, even losers like Jeb Bush. It's a long title for the book, but it works. It works, and Jeb bought 5 copies.
Man, it's good catching up with you again. We'll do it again next week.
We've been on the air this entire time?
For some people, yes.
I know.
I loved it, though. Okay. I thought it was great.
10.
The guy that I block can come back on now, and he's going to win a STEM cashew. I'm so excited to send him, that bastard. Okay.
See you later.
Take care, guys. I love you guys more than cashews.
There you go. That's Eric Macramalla, a very successful, rich, and like a good lawyer. He didn't even know where the cashew came from. And so I don't feel that bad now.
The connecting flight as well. I mean,
yeah.
It's just,
I'll never believe him again with this whole rich thing.
Yeah. It's faux rich.
Connecting flight to get from Aruba to Ottawa. You tell me there's not a direct? Come on. Bez texts in and says, hey, Dusty, the cashew apple is actually very acidic. It can actually burn your skin. The more you know. That's good to know. That way, next time I'm around a cashew apple, I'll be like, get it away from me. All right, who wants to play kind of easy trivia today? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Gift certificate to Mr. Mike's. I think Glenn, who won yesterday, came in and picked up yesterday.
God.
He was not messing around.
Couldn't wait, eh?
He was not messing around. There's still people picking up Nasty Club packages.
Yep.
So if you are a Nasty Club member and you haven't came and picked up your swag yet and stuff, please come and pick it up so we can stop having all of Maddie's boxes laying everywhere.
Let's do it before he returns, eh?
Yeah.
That'd be a nice welcome
I am
back
definitely putting those boxes into one box.
There's more of you springing forward here. You're on a roll.
Well, man, you got to look. You can't get stuck same, right? Don't go same. You got to mix it up a little bit. All right, so if you want to play kind of easy trivia today, text Trev, let him know, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual is up for grabs. 3 questions too many on the other side here of a sports update as well. Need one more question for 3 questions too many. So submit that over in the Nasty Chat, or a sports question, non-sports question. It doesn't matter to us. We'll answer anything. Submit your questions. And let Trev know you want to play kind of easy trivia at 780-218-9999. That's a good for the Italian Center around 8:30. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power, Marmot Basin Snow Report, the wrap for William Huff. Lots to get to, and of course, more of your freaking out about the Edmonton Oilers as we work our way through the 3rd hour of the show, which will lead into the hangout with Tommy, Jazz, and Belzy. It's a Wednesday. Belzy will be in on the hangout today as well. Let's get to a sports update for Windsor Plywood, Leduc with Lieutenant Eric.
Oilers road trip continues tomorrow with a stop in New Jersey to battle the Devils. 4 games around the NHL tonight. We'll see Seattle at home to Montreal, Anaheim visiting Utah, the Canucks in Calgary to take on the Flames in a wild card clash, and Detroit look to snap a 6-game slide when they host Buffalo. Action last night saw the Golden Knights fall in overtime 3 to the Penguins, and the Kings another home victory as they defeat the Islanders 4-1. NBA best Cavaliers, 15 straight victories now as they got by the Nets 109-104. Action tonight, we'll see the Nuggets at home to the Timberwolves, the Raptors hosting Philly, and the West leading Thunder visiting the Celtics. Buffalo Bills and Joey Bosa agreeing to a one-year, $12.6 million deal yesterday. Sources as well this morning saying the Bills are set to sign former Steelers defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi to a one-year, $8.3 million deal. DeAndre Hopkins, meanwhile, linking up with Lamar Jackson as he signs on in Baltimore for a one-year, $5 million deal. Wiener Wednesday later this morning down at Rogers Place as the Oil Kings host the Hitmen. Puck drop at 11, $2 hot dogs all game long. And with the Masters set to begin April 10th, it looks like Tiger Woods will be out as he had surgery for a ruptured Achilles tendon yesterday. It'll keep him out of the Masters and perhaps more major championships the rest of the year. Sports update brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since '93. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
Very impressive. Taken a few years to put all this together.
It's not a one-year quest because it's so hard to get your hands on. At this stage of my life, I don't invest in green bananas. It's a lifetime quest. Just not sure if I'm going to be around long enough to see them ripen to be yellow. You can't party enough when you win that thing. It's a party machine. Party machine. Girl, I can't understand it. Why you wanna hurt me? That's why it's the Stanley Cup. After all of the things I've done for you. It's hard. It's hard. I buy you champagne and roses, put diamonds on your finger. Diamonds on your finger. Still you hang out all night. What am I to do? My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
Oh, party all the time with Edmonton Sports Talk. Thank you very much for being here today. You can text us anytime. That'll get you into the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. And, of course, hit us up in the Nasty Chat over on YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We are on pace to just blow through 300 here today. We are 65 away. So hammer the thumbs up for us. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. Subs are starting to bump up again quite a bit. We're looking to get to 11.5K on our journey to 12,000 YouTube subs. We're going to get to 3 questions. Oh, you know what Eric's doing right now? He's probably putting in that garlic bread. That will then become garlic toast for the Italian Center. That's good. Which is good. I'm getting a little hungry. Perfect timing for this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Okay.
What a sneaky guy.
I know. He didn't even say to us. He didn't say, like, I'm going to go throw it in, but that's what he's doing right now. He's been gone for too long.
He's probably smiling right now.
Oh, yeah. He's excited.
He knows we got on.
He's excited. We're on to that guy. He's a sneak. I knew it. I knew that's what you were doing.
He is.
Yeah, look at him. You put it in, didn't you?
It's still bread.
But it will be toast.
Give me that toast.
It will be toast.
I'm warming the oven.
We're about 15 to 20 minutes away from some...
and that's just convenient how long it takes to cook 10 to 15.
Give it to me. Yes.
Perfect.
It looks real good.
I want it.
Perfect.
Thick slice.
Yes.
Thick slice.
All right, we are going to start the hour. Of course, the Nielsen Show today and every day brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot at South Fort Chev, where it is Truck Month. What does Truck Month mean? Well, it means deeper discounts and better interest rates on Silverados and heavy duties. So if you've been sitting around being like, I'd like to get a new truck, not sure, don't wait. It's Truck Month at South Fort Chevrolet. Go and see them. Mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I do want to plug this again because we want to get a bunch of nasties out for this. AM Nasties are great supporters of a bunch of the events we do. And, our name is on this thing now. Edmonton Sports Talk Bids for Kids, presented by GS Construction in support of Kids Sport Edmonton. It's going down Tuesday, April 8th at the Bellingscona. You can get tickets right now, www.kidsportbidsforkids.com. All of the funds raised support kids sport, so all kids can play. You swing by Mark Connolly from CBC. He's going to be, I think I'm going to hop on his show here at some point, to promote this event. He's going to be emceeing it. He'll turn it over to me. I'll go live on our YouTube channel and live from the event with the Ford brothers, and we're working on another guest or two. So it'll be like a sort of an intimate sort of panel. Myself, Trey Ford, Tyrell Ford. It should be. There's a delicious buffet, silent auction. Just a night. It's a Tuesday night. It goes from like 6 until 8. You can stay later if you want. Maybe slide on down to Bell and Scona for a couple bevies after. But it's just it's a fun event. Raise some money for kids sport. Get your tickets today. Let's make it an AM Nasty event.
That appetizer buffet. It's not like it's your roast supper where you have to kind of
things on sticks
you can
here.
just pick that's the freedom of an appetizer buffet.
No, it was really good. All right, let's get into kind of easy trivia today for Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. Are you ready to stake your claim at Mr. Mike's? Head to Mr. Mike's for a 2-course steak dinner for just $39.99. You'll get started with the Emperor's Caesar salad or the rustic onion soup. Then enjoy the tender 7-ounce sirloin steak with béarnaise butter and garlic mashed potatoes. But with savory toppings, Mr. Mike's, eat locally. Enjoy casually. Trev, who's playing today? Who's going to be our sacrificial lamb today?
Corey.
Corey's going to play today. Needs to get 3 of 5 correct. If he does, he'll be a hero. And he'll provide Club Beat Loop for the people. And he'll get a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's. Corey, you ready to go, buddy?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Good luck, man. Who leads the Edmonton Oilers in points this season?
Draisaitl.
Which team is currently first in the Pacific Division?
Golden Knights.
What team did Brad Marchand get traded to last week?
Panthers.
Which city is home to the NBA's Thunder?
Oklahoma City.
What sport does Bo Bichette play?
Baseball.
Boom. 5 for 5.
Sergio Ramos gets a nipple erection.
Oh, is that dirty?
This is not just a dream, it's a wet dream of orgasmic proportions.
Oh, is that dirty?
Frustration sets in and the emotion goes out, and then you just start playing by yourself.
Oh, is that dirty?
You cannot come to my house. No, 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 not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, 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 not today.
Club Beat Loop, provided by Corey. 5 out of 5. Huge sports nerd, that guy. Totally nailed it. Right off the top there, you make you think about soccer a little bit. Sorry about, was that yesterday?
Huh?
Liverpool? Champions League?
We don't.
Did that go to,
we don't want to lose.
Okay, I just want.
Here.
I
We got the Oilers.
I just
play
want to
tomorrow.
say,
Come
you know,
on
my
here.
support.
Let's
thoughts,
go here.
My support and thoughts are with you.
Let's go here.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to the mighty oil. That's
Soccer.
good coming up. Sorry, man. Well, yeah, you know, it's your team. I wanted to bring it up.
Nobody cares.
Well, I kind of care because when I saw it, I thought of you, and I was like, "Oh, Eric must be sad." So that's why I just brought it up quick.
Trevor's yawning. It's boring him.
But Trev does play soccer.
Yeah, well, that's different.
I was crying.
That's different.
Hey, also, I can't believe what you did to Hernan.
Oh, rubbish. That is bull crap.
After he bought all of his equipment.
Did you hear this?
No, that's not. This is a farce.
Trev, let me tell this story.
This is ridiculous. Don't buy into it.
So Trev's about to finish up a season, and then he gets into a new soccer season. Sitting around the office here the other day, he comes up to Hernan and he goes, "Hernan, you want to play on my soccer team?" And Hernan says, "I'd love to play on your soccer team. I'd love to play on your soccer team with you, Trev." So Trev goes, and I said, I was standing there with these guys. I said to Trev, I said, "Oh, are you branching off to join a new team?"
Like, not a lot of people ask Hernan to do, like, you know, he found very faith in you.
It was my understanding that Trev was like leaving his current team to sort of start a new team and needed players. And Hernan was like, "Yeah." And then you told me yesterday, Hernan went out, he bought shin pads, he bought goggles. Like he was
top of the line. Spare no expense. He brought out like Adidas Predators, the shin pads, the whole bit. Yeah.
He went to the gym. He ran for 90 minutes just to start to get ready.
He even quit smoking.
And then Trev comes in yesterday and says, "Hey, you're on the wait list."
The wait list.
So he asks Hernan to be on his team.
What a tease.
Hernan gets excited, gets all his gear. He's fired up. He's starting to work on cellies. He's got a shirt over his head. And then Trev goes, "You're on the wait list." Can you believe he would do Hernan dirty like this?
That is so far from the truth. That is not at all what happened.
Well, what's the real story?
I mentioned that I have a soccer team. The season's coming to an end. And as soon as I said that, Hernan's eyebrows shot up. He's like, "Oh, is that right? Man, maybe I could play some soccer. That'd be fun. I haven't played in a few years." I'm like, "Okay, I can Yeah, like if you want to join, I'm sure there's some open spots. I'd love to have you. I think that would be cool. Like, I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, of course. That would be so much fun. And you should have seen the smile. He was really excited. But I did not go up to him and say and make all these promises and all this and that and that and this. And yesterday, I told him, I'm like, yeah, so by the way, I did bring it up to the captain. And he was like, oh, okay, that's good to know. I know we're waiting on a few people to say yes or no. But if they do say no, in fact, I'd love to have those guys on the team, Zach and Hernan. Which would be,
boy, Zach too.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
which would be really exciting.
You're not doing yourself.
I didn't hear about the Zach.
But Zach,
so Hernan's on a wait list with Zach.
Oh man, sorry, Nan.
But Zach he's like, so am I on the wait list before Hernan, or how does this work? I'm like, well, technically, if it comes down to that, Hernan, he was on the team first before you.
Yeah,
and he was like, oh, but that's what happened.
Okay, but I think you should have asked the captain first before getting Hernan all excited.
Yeah,
right?
you're not.
Now you've waitlisted Hernan Salas and Zach to come.
This soccer talk is boring me.
Oh,
they're already sad.
Hey,
Hernan.
I think he's going to put the garlic bread in.
Do you think that's what he's doing?
I think that's what he's doing. I can't wait for it. It's going to be good.
It's going to be tasty.
Road Dog Trev is in and says, I think YouTube Trev should be tarred and feathered for doing this to Hernan.
I don't even know what that means.
It's a thing from back in the day where they would cover you in tar and then put feathers on you. And then people mock you for looking like a chicken.
Like on the cartoons.
Yeah, that's where it comes from, Trev.
Oh, jeez.
Pizza Boy's in. It says, new nickname, Turncoat Trevor.
No, this is ridiculous. I should not be getting this. Hate.
Hernan needed to pick me up after I smoked him twice in Tecmo last week, and he hasn't challenged me again since because he's scared. And then you offer him this chance to pick me up, and then you break his heart.
He wasn't even.
He's a backup plan. Like you've basically just made Hernan a soccer backup plan.
No.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. That was not my intent.
No, but your team has. Your team has made him the backup plan.
Okay, well, that's not.
That sucks.
Whatever.
All right, let's get into. Sorry, I mean, it was a conversation we had to have.
Enough of the soccer talk. Jeez.
Yeah, sorry, man. We're still talking soccer over here. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment today for 3 questions too many?
Yes, I do. It's 3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer Principal Mitch Lewicki, where he prefers garlic bread over the toast. Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
Weird. Jasmine in the chat says Trev led Hernan on. I mean, you kind of did. You did.
So
you led him to
unfair.
believe he might have gone home to his significant other that night and said, "Hey, I'm on a team with Trev."
He did.
Exactly.
That's what he told me.
Well, and he dropped
This
all
is why
that
you
money.
should have checked with it before.
All of that money,
Yeah,
that
spared at
investment,
no expense.
and he can't unload it now. Now it's used.
Who's gonna want used new gear?
I told him sorry. Okay? I screwed up. Okay? I'm not perfect.
Chad says, "What is Hernan's side of the story?" I mean, I think we kind of laid out.
No,
Hernan's
yeah,
side of the story.
that was his. Yeah. That's what he did.
I can't believe this is happening right now. I tried being nice and doing the right thing, and look where that led me. I'm getting picked on.
Bad form, Trev. Road Dog Trev points out Hernan's 49ers are in a meltdown as well. He really needed a pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah.
I was just trying to be nice.
Dex is pointing out that when you get tarred and feathered, you die slowly from being overheated. That was the point of it. Looking foolish as you die is just a coincidence. Oh, all right. Well, either way, we feel bad for Hernan today.
Not just today. It's a tough week. The Niners.
The Niners, Tecmo,
the whole bit.
Just getting rolled over in Tecmo.
Struggling to log into the F1 Fantasy. Gate you're walking him through that was just priceless.
All right. Do you have a Twitter account, Eric?
Yes. At Lieutenant_Eric. I've hashtag Charge in honor of Tiger Woods and the Achilles. He had a nice strap going.
People
I don't know
people
from
who
what year
know
that was,
know.
but yeah,
Simple as that.
he had his red on as well. I also put the poll: who or what is more to blame for the Oilers' recent doldrums?
Great idea for a poll.
And the numbers mirror yours, really. I mean,
are they pretty close?
Players 68.6, management 19.9, and coach 11.5. So it's kind of the 70, 20, 10.
Yeah, it's almost the exact same as mine.
Yeah, so all that up there at Lieutenant_Eric.
Keep your votes rolling in. Question number 1. And we need a third question. If you have a third question for 3 questions too many, text it in or in the nasty chat. It doesn't matter to us how you communicate. Just do. 780-218-9999 or over on YouTube where we're about 50 likes away from changing 300. So we would very much appreciate that. Do you guys think the Oilers blowing up the top 6 to try and get the team out of this funk would be a good idea?
Blowing up?
Yeah, but like...
weren't they already mixing things around a bit? Or?
The problem...
Like what's a blow up?
Yeah, like the problem if if you blow up the top 6...
McDavid down to 3C.
Like you blow up the top 6 and then it's all blown up and there's pieces everywhere and you're still going to go Draisaitl, Nuge, Hyman, McDavid, Arvidsson, not Skinner. You know, like that's... So I give me a bottom 6 forward who deserves to get a look in the top 6. And no, I'm not saying Podkolzin or Arvidsson either deserve to be in the top 6. Like the Oilers still have a top 6 winger issue. We thought, and they thought, they'd solve that in the offseason with Arvidsson and Skinner. One of them is extremely effective, and the one who's been a little bit more effective doesn't get to play usually. So if there was something, like, I guess you would say play Corey Perry in the top 6, but they're still only going to give Corey Perry like 10 to 12 minutes a night, maybe 14 minutes max a night anyway. So, I mean...
Rip City Step says there's only a top 2 at the moment.
Yeah, somebody laid out, I think earlier when we were doing the fan zone today in the 6 o'clock hour, or maybe it was even yesterday on Two Guys, they have a top 3 and a bottom 9. And unfortunately, Leon's stuck with 2 bottom 9 wingers.
Yeah. Trent Frederick is a top 12 forward on this team, hey?
Trent Frederick plays center, but could end up being the team's like 3rd best winger.
Top 12.
Which says something about the group that they're rolling out there right now. So, yeah, blow up the top 6. I don't even know how you would blow up the top 6. From a roster construction perspective, I don't think it's possible. Okay, you know what? Let me take it for a run for a second here. Adam Henrique comes up and plays the wing. Nuge goes down and plays 3rd line center. He can be just as ineffective there as he's been on the wing so far this year. Adam Henrique plays the wing. Jeff Skinner plays in the wing. We haven't seen Skinner with McDavid for a while, so I guess this would be considered blowing it up. Connor McDavid with Jeff Skinner on his left side, and I've yet to determine who would be on the right side. Draisaitl with Adam Henrique and Zach Hyman. And then McDavid and Skinner get... Corey Perry... No, you can't play Skinner and Perry. This is the problem they have. Like, there's no, I guess, you know what they would probably do would play Arvidsson there. Skinner, McDavid, Arvidsson. They're not going to do that either.
Goal.
They don't have enough good players right now offensively to form a legitimate top 6. I think that's the exercise we have just determined here.
That's the answer we got to. Strummy says, rumor has it the Oilers promised Hernan a top 6 role, but then they took it away.
Hernan is getting Skinnered by YouTube Trev. We're not talking Stuart Skinnered.
No.
We're talking
no.
Jeff Skinner.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, you want to come sign here? Gets into the playoffs for the first time? Look at this. We need wingers. Here's McDavid and Draisaitl. Just kidding. You're waitlisted. You're healthy scratched.
You've been Stuart Skinnering him on the Tecmo.
Yeah, he's getting Stuart Skinnered on the Tecmo. He's getting Jeff Skinnered by YouTube Trev right now. Big Maple says, everyone wants depth, but we aren't acknowledging Nurse and Bouchard as wingers just yet. That's interesting. All right, let's get on to question number 2. And we need a third question. We might have had a third question slide in. I'll double check the inbox, 780-218-9999. Oilers, not Oilers, doesn't matter. Somebody submit a third question for 3 questions too many here. Question number 2. Guys, I was debating with some buddies last night. Who do you think is the biggest Canadian sports media personality in the country right now?
Canadian sports. It's got to be hockey.
I would have to be hockey.
And
nothing against Jack Armstrong. Hello, Bob Weeks, golf.
Or Tim Hraney.
Our
racing guy.
Let's see how the F1 season goes first.
Well,
before we start putting terrain.
Timmy does the work.
There's a couple of names that I think you would definitely throw out there. Friedman. I mean, Bob McKenzie still, like, the goat rolls in for deadline, and you're just like, oh, man, McKenzie's
and
back.
the question was just media guy, not play-by-play or insider or analyst or whatever.
What is the question here? It says, who do you think is the biggest Canadian sports media personality going right now?
Like, there's nobody really on the desk late at night. I mean, the desk used to rule, right, with the Dutchies and the Onrait. Like, Onrait still does a show.
Onrait and O'Toole.
But it's,
I mean,
you know
Jay's
what I mean?
my favorite, but it's a different question.
The days of that have been kind of dialed back a bit, I guess.
I think people would say Friedman. I think some people would say Dreger. But, I'm still going to say James Duthie. James Duthie is Canada's host.
He's multi-tooled. He can do it all. Right?
He goes, if there is a big event on TSN, James Duthie is there. He's at the Masters. He doesn't cover the Canadian Football League all year. Then he comes in and he hosts the Grey Cup panel. Like, I think it's probably for me, it would be James Duthie.
Dunnigan a close second.
Ron McLean, definitely honorable mention.
Yeah.
No?
I think it's
his expiration date.
And I loved Ron McLean growing up.
But like, are we talking about fame?
Well, the question is, what's the question? The biggest Canadian sports media personality right now.
Oh, right now. Okay, I know what you mean. Okay. Misunderstood.
A lot of people are saying Biz Nasty. I always just kind of view Spittin' Chicklets as an American thing because it's from Barstool. He's Canadian, but it's H.E. Pennypacker says Reed Wilkins. Rip City Step. Vic Router, because we're just in the thick of curling season right now.
I'll get behind Vic.
Ryan from SK says it's Duthie. Chris Sadaway says it's Hustler.
Yeah, well, hey. Depends where you are in this large country.
That's a good one. Bronco Nick says, no love for your best friend, Dusty Glenn Suter.
I would have thought you'd have a vote there.
No, I think Duthie covers all the big ones. And I think it's probably Duthie. 780-218-9999. I think there was a 15-year run where it was undoubtedly Ron McLean.
Well, there was a
but I think
time.
It's probably, I think it's probably Duthie, and I think I view this question as
you're probably putting Grapes up there as well during the Ron McLean time.
Back in the run, it was an untouched duo.
Yeah.
From a host perspective,
you know what, Bruce Boudreau though on this show. I mean, we've been
Filthy Bruce.
I mean,
he's getting a push.
Locally here, I'm loving what he's putting down.
Yeah, I would think it's probably Duthie.
Like if Bruce got more of a national appeal, as in terms of how we, the filthy, like all that stuff. I know there's the
I wonder if they're
memes.
still wondering if Bruce gets back into coaching, so nobody's like, "Hey, man, full time."
Because I think you could really
he's so lovable.
Give him a few more pushes forward, right, into that spotlight. You're right. He is. He's.
That's an interesting question, though. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. The doc says Duthie is Peter Mansbridge of sports, always the face of the big stories, days, events.
Knowlton Nash, even.
You can keep those suggestions rolling in. Bottom line is none of them make near as much money as Stephen A. Smith and some of the loudmouths down south.
Hey, he was back. He was back yesterday.
I saw. I'm not even getting into it today. We're having such a nice off Oilers Day show. I'm not getting into the biggest idiot in sports media. I mean, Stephen A. Smith. It just sums up the United States. He's such a clown. I can't even.
I thought it was weak. I thought it was bullshit.
Stephen A. Smith didn't say a thing. He just stood there. Now he's going around everything.
But now he's being
go talk your tough game somewhere else, you loser.
Now that LeBron's got the strained groin, he's
if it wasn't for Stephen A. Smith bitching about LeBron James, Stephen A. Smith wouldn't even have a platform. Get a life, man. God, I hate that guy.
Hey,
Brendan,
feeling good, looking good.
All right, Brendan's back. He'll hang out, locked and loaded, ready to go. Question number 3. Let's go here. D-Rock is just completely falling apart over in the chat today.
Oh, yeah.
He says, is Knobloch fired this offseason? That's question number 3.
He's having a...
No, I'll say he shouldn't be. However, this team goes through coaches like crazy. If if Knobloch does it, and I don't see a world where it happens, and if Knobloch gets fired in the offseason, you can all come at me and be like, Dusty, you're such an idiot. You didn't say that. If Knobloch somehow doesn't survive through the offseason, then I'm sorry, you have to label the Oilers core as the biggest coach killers in the National Hockey League.
McDavid's guy.
Like, I mean,
you don't get more comfortable than this, right?
I don't think they get there. Now, Knobloch is Jeff Jackson's guy. He's not Stan Bowman. Like, Bowman wasn't around when they hired. Like, that's the only caveat that I would look at and go, how could they justify bailing on another coach so quickly?
And former Golden Bear.
And it would be, well,
he's another person's guy.
Ian Herbers was a Golden Bear too, and they gas him. I don't know if Stoff would allow this one. But I'm just like,
uh-oh.
Garlic bread's ready. It's time. I guess I'm going to have to do the update.
It's toast.
It's toast. Garlic bread has now become toast. Trev, what do you think? Like, let's say the only way it should come up at all, and I still will not be for it because I don't think you can rotate through coaches like this. It's like coaching musical chairs. It's wild. But if they get eliminated in like the first round, you know it's going to be a conversation. So where do you come out on it, Trev?
If they fire Chris Knobloch, that would just be an all-time bad look. That'll look so bad. They'd be the laughing stock of the league. Like, there's no defending it. I would be so opposed to that. So they definitely shouldn't. Like, what's going to happen? You bring in another coach, the same thing. It's a trickle-down effect. The same thing has happened. You bring in a coach, they have the spark for a year. You know, they lose it, but that doesn't mean you fire the coach. I'd be really mad if they fired Chris Knobloch. I really would. Like, I wouldn't want to talk about it.
They'd be so the laughing stock of the league again.
It would be so embarrassing.
Oilers blame failure on another coach. Keep the core the same. Like,
you ask the players, they wouldn't want it. McDavid wouldn't want it. Having to defend that for
they cannot
do that. They cannot do that.
I don't think, regardless of the outcome, they're changing their coach this offseason. I don't care how bad. I don't care if they get swept in the first round against the Kings. They should not fire Chris Knobloch. I'm not even like a huge Knobloch guy. It's just like, you have to allow a coach to have some bloody time to get things going. All right, let's get to a sports update. Then we're going to get into, that's a good for the Italian Center. This smells delicious. This garlic bread has now become garlic toast, and it looks terrific. How is it?
Just the perfect crunch, I would say.
I'm excited. All right, we'll get into that. Let's get to a sports update right now for Century Casino, where every day is game day, and this guy's got updates every day.
The Oilers road trip continues tomorrow against the Devils. 4 games around the NHL tonight as the Flames host the Canucks. Right? I'm just saying, it's that paste, the crunch and the bite. Don't eat the heel, though. That's still bread. You can heat that up later. It had to fit in the... 4 games around the NHL tonight. Seattle at home to Montreal. Utah host Anaheim. Vancouver visit Calgary. And the Red Wings look to snap a 6-game slide as they're at home to the Buffalo Sabres. Tonight, the NBA, the Nuggets host the Timberwolves. Raptors are at home to Philly, and the West leading Thunder visit the Celtics. Last night, the league best Cavaliers with a 15th straight win. They defeat the Nets 109-104. NFL news and notes, the Bills and Joey Bosa agreeing yesterday to a 1-year, $12.6 million deal. Bills also agreeing with former Steelers defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi on a 1-year, $8.3 million deal. Ravens bringing in DeAndre Hopkins on a 1-year deal yesterday. Wiener Wednesday later this morning as the Old Kings host the Hitmen down at Rogers Place. $2 hot dogs all game long. And with the Masters set to begin April 10th, it looks like Tiger Woods will be out of the tournament. He had surgery for a ruptured Achilles tendon yesterday. It is undetermined if he will miss more time later this year. Sports update presented by Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge with wall-to-wall TVs, daily food and drink specials. It is the place to be for every Oilers game. Every day is game day at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge.
Pin strap. Pin strap. Pin strap. The weirdest month is upon it. Charge. Charlie the Penguin. Chin strap Penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chin strap Penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chin strap Penguin. I remember my first toy penguin. Hello. Oh. My name is Hello. Oh, my name is Charlie the Chinstrap Penguin. Because I'm a Chinstrap Penguin. Mean Charlie. The chinstrap is an aphrodisiac. The chinstrap is an aphrodisiac. Confirm.
Everything about it is perfect.
There's good chinny and there's bad chinny.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ryan Rashad probably shaving in the hot tub as we speak. There you go. Beautiful. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. Sketchy animal mascot. Charlie the Chinstrap Penguin. That's a church mascot. I love that penguin. The animal world. Happy church, everyone. Help us end the stigma. Hey now, grow a chinstrap. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin.
Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. All of our songs brought to you by Totem Outdoor Outfitters. And get your kids started in sports. Why not do it at Totem? New gear, used gear, trade and consign. Sport for every season with hockey equipment and skates ready to go year-round. Family store that takes pride in finding the right fit for you. Visit them at 7430 or online 99th Street. Or 7430 99th Street or online at totemoutfitters.ca. Cam Loops J. This is why I played that song again. Cam Loops J says, morning, boys. I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning with the Charlie Penguin song stuck in my head. Repeating. I could not fall back to sleep. But guess what? I love that damn song.
Yeah.
Is Jonty and Victoria kind of sneakily putting together the SD for Song of the Year with Charlie the Chinstrap Penguin? Yeah. The song we didn't know we needed? Like...
If you play it backwards, there's a ripping recipe for a lasagna as well.
Like God, that would be incredible.
But it's all about the bird, right? Like it's the bird.
I mean, this is what happens with songs. Like you just need that one hook, and they win awards.
Yeah,
that's what's
must have had
happening.
Rick Rubin help him out on that, eh?
780.
Can you imagine?
218-9999. 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, we are 38 likes away from changing 300. Let's get into that. Let's dive into that's a good for the Italian Center. Where I don't even know what else we're supposed to say. I mean, we're promoting the lasagna right now, but when we picked up the lasagna, they gave us this garlic bread, which we've now toasted, so it's become garlic toast, and we almost finished the entire loaf by the time we even started doing the segment.
It was the Max Jones of the deal.
Yeah.
Like Frederick's lasagna. Yeah, we all get it.
The
it's
lasagna was the throw-in.
This is stealing the show. Yeah.
Yeah. You have one more piece here?
Oh, there's still half a loaf ready to go.
There's half a loaf still?
Oh, this is just half it. And I didn't toast the butt end, so we can toast that later and get the other half going.
Jeez. Do we have to pick this up with a flatjack truck?
Into the mic.
Listen to this crunch. But it's so soft.
Yeah.
On top. Like, that's so good.
The paste is great.
It's a great paste.
Yeah. You knew they would do that good with how they make their sauces.
This is really good.
You could pick it up for the boys. If you need lunch at work or whatever, just go get a loaf.
You said earlier, this could be the star of the show. Like, this could just be lunch.
This could be lunch.
How many slices? I've had, this is my third. Trev, you had 2.
It's a lighter bread.
Yeah.
Like, it's not heavy. It's not weighing you down.
I know where I'm getting my garlic toast from now on.
But first, it's garlic bread, and then it becomes garlic toast.
Yeah. This is still the bread here. Do you guys want to try some of the bread? You were talking a big game earlier. You wouldn't mind eating a...
I'd rather that toasted.
Sure, yeah.
I think we're wasting too much of it, right? Andrew from Calgary says, we were already planning to get the Italian Center Shop lasagna for dinner on Sunday because of EST. And we will now be adding garlic bread.
Yeah.
Advertising works.
And get a cream horn from the bakery.
God, and they have the location in Calgary. This is terrific.
Get that garlic toast. That is good.
You know what else is good? I know people are going to hate this, but I don't care. Oh, wrong one. By the way, Calvin over on chat, YouTube Trev just ate Hernan's piece.
Yeah. No toast for you, Hernan.
Tommy tried to kill Reed Wilkins, and now YouTube Trev just destroying the soul of Hernan Salas.
So you're going to get into the Stephen A. Smith words?
No. 15 in a row. Cleveland Cavaliers. That's a good.
Very good.
And I think it's their second 15-game winning streak of the year. Remember? Because then they and OKC meet at one point when they both won 15.
And it matches a franchise. The sixth team in NBA history to have multiple 15-plus game win streaks in a single season.
Do you have the other 5 teams there?
I do not.
I wonder who those other 5 teams are. Have to be the Golden State Warriors that LeBron fell behind 3-1 to and then stormed back for the greatest championship ever.
And speaking of, they are now Central Division champions officially.
Yeah, they locked up it's March, early March, and they've locked it up. 55-10. What'd you say their home record was?
It's superb.
30-4?
It's bordering on LA Kings here. 30-4, 25-6 away from home court.
Well, they got to pick it up on the road. They're only 25-6 on the road.
But you mentioned the Celtics having a dazzling season in their own right. And it's much like the Nuggets in the West, too, but still miles behind.
Yeah. The Cavs are just...
Any other year, you're top
They're
spot
running
there,
away with it. It's incredible. And that's a good.
That's real good.
That's really good.
If you're a Cavs fan.
Make a plan for this weekend like Andrew down in Calgary.
Yeah, Cavaliers have 2 15-gamers.
garlic
Thunder
toast.
had a 15-gamer, and the Cavaliers also had a 12-gamer this season.
So the Cavs had 2 15-gamers and a 12-gamer?
And a 12, yeah. So they're streaky.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I wonder if they've lost like back-to-backs.
Could they go 16-0 in the playoffs? Could you imagine that? They won't. They're going to have to go through some, like, the Celtics and whoever comes out of the...
take a game off.
Whoever comes out of the West. But, I mean, they look like a team that could win the title going like 16-5, which is pretty impressive. Did I tell you guys I have a breakfast meeting today at IHOP?
Good for you. Great coffee.
Yeah. The only time we could do this meeting today, it was like at 9:30 in the morning. And the guy I'm meeting with is like, where do you want to meet? And I said, well, there's an IHOP right by the office here. Come here and meet at this IHOP. But I've never done IHOP breakfast meeting.
Can you take both of your photos next to that pancake measurement thing at the front?
Oh, is there a thing with the stack?
How many pancakes tall you are?
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting, just to break the ice.
So when you go for a breakfast meeting at 9:30, I think most people are probably assuming you've already had breakfast.
Oh, thank you.
So are we just having coffees and teas? And I'll probably have like a white milk or a chocolate milk.
Order the chocolate pancake, the full bit. Do the whole thing.
The most childish order I could ever order.
Yeah.
Just to see his reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. But yeah, I have a business meeting at IHOP at 9:30 today.
It is great coffee. I know you're not a coffee guy, but they make a good pot. IHOP.
Really?
Yeah. And if you can pinch one of those mugs.
I've been to IHOP once since we started Edmonton Sports Talk. That's it. So we'll see how it goes. But if the meeting goes well, it's gonna become my new place to close. I'll be like, oh, we're getting close to a deal? Meet me at IHOP. It'll be my gangster place.
Well, your morning closer. It used to be that Pizza Hut buffet down the...
I mean, that was where we used to have our meetings.
God, that was the best.
Yeah, that was always good. Hey, should we go for a meeting today, Eric?
Nobody would ever bother you.
Pizza Hut buffet.
All the pie you could want.
Library Pat says, second breakfast is a thing, Dusty. Well, my only breakfast so far has been this wonderful garlic toast from the Italian Center. So I really technically haven't had, a breakfast yet.
And we still got half a loaf.
But if I sit down with this guy and he just orders a coffee, what am I going to be? I'll get 5 pancakes and a side of bacon.
Yeah. And the hash.
Dave the Welder says, breakfast can be had multiple times a day. No limit to the amount of breakfast during a day.
That's true. And if it's a meeting at IHOP, is it even considered a breakfast meeting? Somebody pointed out in the nasty chat.
I thought they said,
Deskra. Is a meeting at IHOP not always a breakfast meeting?
No, but they do serve like non-breakfast foods later
My niece
in the
got a hamburger once. I was like, that's a mistake.
I respect that move.
Well, yeah, they got one in the back of the deep freeze. Like,
I used to be hamburger guy at Chinese food places.
Yeah.
But when you're at IHOP, I mean, get a stack of pancakes.
You got to get the breakfast. You can't be... I'll have the steak, please.
Strummy says, IHOP is your Michael Scott's version of Chili's.
Yeah, we should have the Estes there.
Dusty, you got to go Vince Vaughn style of breakfast from Wedding Crashers. Just load up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then talk with your mouth full and chew open a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, just a mess. And at the end, if he's still like, I'm in.
It's a great test.
I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
And then I get up, I walk out, I don't even pay the bill. He gets my breakfast.
Picking your teeth with the toothpick.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thanks for the chat. Walk out.
Or do the pass. This little pass.
I think
him and his cup of coffee, and he just kind of
goes over. I pass it over to him. I get up to leave. Before I leave, I reach down. I take his coffee, drink the rest of it, put it back down, and walk out.
You're just being honest.
Deaky Sparks says, guys, it sounds like a brunch meeting. No, nobody's having brunch at 9:30. Brunch is like 10:30 at the earliest, if not 11 for most people. 9:30 is a breakfast meeting. Jeffy texts in today.
My name is Jeff.
I used to be a hamburger guy at Chinese food places. Dusty, I'm not mad or even surprised. I'm just disappointed in you.
Yeah.
I was a kid.
Enough.
Kids don't eat
You should
Chinese
be surprised.
It's not in Cranbrook, BC.
American hamburger.
Yeah.
That's what they.
Yeah, that's right.
American hamburger or hot dog.
All right. Do you have weekly rankings of power?
I do.
Okay. Well, let's get that's good. The garlic toast is a must-have. I mean, if you're picking up the spaghetti or you're picking up the lasagna, you're picking up whatever, pick up the garlic toast at Italian Center. That's a good. Danny says you should offer the guy a fork full of your pancakes. Want some? Like as my mouthful? You want some?
VR Montenegro says IHOP try the salmon. They probably have like a seafood platter.
All right. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power. Power. What do you got?
Well, it was something that has kind of been on top of my mind. Not top of my mind, shall we say, in one of the desk drawers of my mind as of late. It popped up when the Oilers visited Buffalo the other night. It popped up in the issues that the Dallas Mavericks are having, both on and off the court. And it popped up here locally with a club that will be taking to the ice later this morning and later this Saturday as well. The weekly rankings of power. I'm going to go with old sports logos that should be making a comeback.
Oh, wow. Okay, I did not. So this has been in the desk drawer for a while.
Now, a lot of these logos were primary at one point, and then, I mean, the world turns, right? We talked about the Mavericks, too, and what do you do if you're a franchise spinning in a downward spiral? Just go for an old retro fit, right? Bring back an old logo or to sell more merch or something like that. So, starting off at number 10, and I really like them on Monday night there. It's that Sabres red and black Buffalo head. And this is funny because I was always... in terms of Buffalo Sabres logo ship, I still go with the Buffalo and the two swords.
Yes.
The blue and the classic.
Yes.
But right in second is the red and black head. The third is that stupid Transformers one that they had. That was terrible.
Never liked that one.
No, that was terrible.
Yeah.
So I think we can all agree, whether you're a traditionalist with the old style Buffalo Sabres logo or the red and black Buffalo head, it's one of the two. So the state the Sabres are in right now, just go back to the red and black Buffalo head. It looks a little bit got a meaner touch to it right now. I think they'd benefit off that.
Number 9.
The Canucks skate, but not just in the black. Bring back the white silks. Make that your primary.
How have we not seen that yet?
Right? Make it your primary. Enough with this like one-off, a couple of games a season. And I know Canucks, everybody hates the Canucks. I get it, but
I would hate the Canucks less if they wore the whites with the skate.
The Orca sucks. The colors are so depressing. These colors pop, especially that logo coming off that white jersey.
Number 8.
Florida Panthers Leaping Cat.
The Leaping Cat.
The Leaping Cat. I don't really like
It makes me instantly think of John Van Beesbrook.
Because they have two logos now, right? When they're on the road, it says FLA. Or how does that go again? They're both different.
Yeah, I don't
It's
pay
got the
attention to
Panther
it,
head,
really. Yeah.
and then it's got FLA on one, and then you know what I'm getting down here, right? But yeah, just bring back the Leaping Cat. It was tough to draw.
It was tough to draw, but you
there's
could
a lot
draw
of detail. You
like
could
it wasn't
do it.
impossible to draw, but you'd have to spend a little bit of time
and
on
it was a good work of art, yeah.
Number 7.
You like this one as of late, the San Diego Padres Swingin' Friar in honor of Briar Huss.
Briar Tuck, yeah.
But can you imagine Huss in that San Diego Padres Swinging Friar logo? Like
I can now.
That's a Photoshop. That's
I can
what I
now.
want to see. Yeah.
Number 6.
The Charlotte Hornets with the Hornet dribbling the basketball and kind of, in that sitting down position. It ruled the starter jacket market for a long time. It was up there with some of the best.
Yeah.
And with the Orlando Magic jackets, but everybody had a Hornets jacket, or you knew somebody that had a Hornets jacket with that cartoon Hornet dribbling the ball.
Number 5.
The Pittsburgh Pirates, the old Buccaneer.
The old Buccaneer.
And there's a couple of logos of the old pirate head. There's one with just the head, but then the one I like is with the pirate head. He's wearing the tri-corner cap or whatever, the hat, and then there's the diamond behind him. I'd like to find one of those caps. I don't think they have them anymore, but the whole P thing, I don't.
That's too simple.
And you know they're doing away with the old the poop score when Pittsburgh plays the Phillies.
What?
And you know they're tied at 0. You know that cryon where it says
POOP.
Yeah. They've changed the cryon so it's no longer set up like that. So no more poop games this season.
I guess nobody can have fun. Hey, baseball.
You might as well just change logo now. Anyway.
Might as well just get rid of umpires. Number 4.
The Detroit Pistons horsehead logo.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And selfishly, because I have that Grant Hill jersey.
You do have that Grant Hill jersey with it on it.
I mean, you got that 90s kind of aqua look that everybody had. It looks fresh. It looks great. It looks really energized. I know the Pistons logo right now is traditional and they're playing some good ball. But give me that horsehead logo any day.
Number 3.
The Washington Capitals Screaming Eagle. And this is another thing. Like I think that got to a point where like, hey, the Capitals are bringing back their old logo. Isn't that cool? It's neat. It's retro. They put a
You're
modern
forgetting
spin
about
on
what
it.
they forgot about. Yeah,
exactly. So now what's new is old again. So the Capitals Screaming Eagle. I think the colors are more intense. It's a darker look, and I mean it's an eagle for crying out loud.
Number 2.
The Dallas Mavericks M with the cowboy hat. It's a clean look.
Yeah.
It's a clean look, and there are a lot of basketball logos. I could have done this all basketball logos. There's a lot of old 90s like the Warriors. Remember that robot that they had?
That Mavericks logo
terrible.
is pretty sick.
That Mavericks logo, it's clean, baby.
Yeah.
Like that's clean. And if you did it up with like a modern touch, but the Mavericks logo now with the half horse head in the ball, I don't know. It seems too new. Kind of jumped the shark on it. Bring back the M with the cowboy hat. And again, to resurrect the fan base in that market, I think that's the only way now.
All right, number 1.
And the number 1, as I mentioned, I teased, I'm going local. The Edmonton Oil Kings excited to unveil their Edmonton Flyers themed jerseys, which will be born this Saturday night at the Oil Kings take on the Raiders at Rogers Place. The jerseys will also be raffled and auctioned off during the game with funds going to the Oil Kings Education Association. If you haven't seen these yet, they posted them on their Twitter as well or on X. That's a cool logo. I know it's a one-night thing and it's for a good cause and everything. But I wouldn't mind seeing that airplane constantly. Edmonton Flyers, that's what I'm going to go for bringing back logos. Change the name.
Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power. Power. All right, let's get into the Marmot Basin Snow Report. Report.
So stoked. Like, winter's here. I'm stoked. You stoked?
I'm stoked.
Just so stoked.
Yes.
I mean, it came down last night, what, a good 5 inches?
Last night, I think so. Something like that, and a couple feet the day before.
You've got a 5-foot base with 5 inches of freshie on top.
Perfect. 50 centimeters of new snow over the past 4 days, another centimeter of new snow overnight. The forecast today at Marmot calling for more snow to fall tonight and tomorrow. No big deal. -9 at 7:30. The high today, -5. 22 runs were groomed last night, and snow conditions throughout the entire mountain are described as superb. They're absolutely superb. For all the details, check them out. www.skimarmot.com. You can get up-to-date snow reports as well at skimarmot.com.
Makes my day. Evan! There's a murderer in the house!
That is the snow report for Marmot Basin.
Hate to be the guy cleaning up this month.
You know who it is? It's Hernan. After Trev destroys him and rips his heart out.
The hits keep coming.
Hernan also at some point later in the month has to vacuum up all of our garlic bread crumbs.
Toast.
Garlic toast crumbs. More crumbs with toast than bread. All right, let's get into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours and enjoy the people who are doing the job, it's William Huff. They've been doing it since 1952. So they are awesome at it. WilliamHuff.com would be the website. What did we learn on the show today, guys? What did we learn? Well, we learned a lot about cashews. Oh, my God.
I think that kind of stole the show. The 6 o'clock hour was wild today. We learned that you and Trev, I mean, you already have a great connection and symmetry, but
the chemistry is there.
I think a pro football career isn't yet out of the question for the two of you. It's a package deal.
Let's see how the Elks start.
It's a package deal, but yeah.
I made the catch. Trev threw a pen to me
catch.
in the light today, and it was before the show, and I caught the pen clean, too. It didn't make a mark on my hand. It was just, we learned that. We learned that cashews actually come from something called a cashew apple, and the cashew's actually in the stem of it. I mean, I'm still blown away by that.
I learned you guys exaggerate stories because that is not at all what happened.
Yes, we're exaggerating how you totally screwed Hernan over.
Ask Hernan.
I will.
Hernan.
We did. He
I will.
With tears in his eyes, streaming down
I
his
was
face.
basically reading a text I got from Hernan when I laid this out.
All that equipment.
False. All of that is false.
Let's get to your sound of the day today here on the Wrap. We'll go back around to this little remix here, eh? It's a Wednesdays.
There's a murderer in the house. You tried to kill me. There's a murderer in the house. You tried to kill me. I asked for the salted nuts. You brought me the unsalted nuts. Who the hell are you all of a sudden? There's a murderer in the house. You tried to kill me. You know how that typing upsets me. Get off your fat little ass or I'll break it for you. Get away from me, you horse's ass! Lard ass! Lard ass! Damn it! 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 Who the hell are you all of a sudden?
8:56. That's your Wednesdays remix. That'll be your sound of the day today. Text of the day today. Good Macramalla intros. We hadn't had Macramalla for a couple of weeks. Obviously, guys have been saving us some intros.
That tan he had, though, hey?
Man, couldn't believe it. All right, let's say I'll give you these three. ESC legal analyst and guy whose testicles are not only huge, but also perfectly symmetrical. Eric Macramalla. EST legal analyst and guy whose dreams of being a rodeo clown were dashed when he discovered that he was allergic to getting kicked in the head by a bull. And EST legal analyst and guy who once won a game of Pictionary while drawing nothing but isosceles triangles. Eric Macramalla. What are we going with?
I personally like the bull in the
Kicked
head.
in the head by the bull?
Because the head then swelling up from the kick.
And you're like, what's
is
happening?
Like an allergic reaction.
I guess I'm allergic.
Gets him with an EpiPen and it doesn't do anything.
Tube socks. You've done it again.
Brilliant.
Tube socks. He works hard on these things.
Yeah.
EST legal analyst and guy whose dreams of being a rodeo clown were dashed when he discovered that he was allergic to getting kicked in the head by the bull. He's going to win a gift certificate to A&W. Somebody here picking up A&W. Actually, the guy who won text of the day yesterday, Dudley, came by yesterday and picked up the text of the day prize.
They were hungry yesterday, him and...
everybody was hungry. Yeah, they all came in, got their prizes. And once again, if you've not yet picked up your Nasty Club pack, come in and pick those up as well. Stacker Burgers back at A&W. You got the single for $3.99, the double for $4.99, or the triple stacker for $5.99. Stacker Burgers, only available for limited time at Canada's original burger chain since 1956. What are we watching tonight, boys? I'm doing a break tonight.
What are you cracking?
6 boxes of Upper Deck Series 2, looking for Mitchkoff and Celebrini Young Guns, and then a box of Clear Cut. Let me see here. Ooh, Larry Ring just got in. I think I got about 8 spots left in this thing. Yeah, no, 10 spots left. 22 spots are spoken for. There are 10 spots left in the break tonight. And it'll be a fun one. This will be the last break I do because I'm off next week.
Speaking of getting in, too, I got to get into that Formula One.
You got to fill out your Formula One pool, too. Yep, that's something that definitely
what
has to
should I call my team name?
I went with the two from Talladega Nights. Wonder Bread Racing and Old Spice Racing.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I'm looking to shake and bake my way to a championship this year. So, but I had to go Old Spice Racing 25 and Wonder Bread Racing 25 because somebody already had the other names.
What a buzzkill. I hate
Pain in my ass. I also tried to do a team called I Saw the Signs, but that was already taken. So whatever. What'd you name your teams, Trev?
First one, Slippery When Wet, 69. Second one,
Classic Dirty Boy.
Second one, I'm Fast AF Boy.
Oh, that was you. Okay, I heard Hernan wanted that name, but you took it.
Oh, yeah, right.
Shout to the heart.
The Hangout is coming up next. Tommy, Jazz, and Belzy will be locked and loaded for you from 9 to 11. Huss and I will be back. Pete Gregg will be joining us today. We'll get into the NHL slate and, of course, the Players' Championship. We've got a bunch of golf stuff today, and we hit a 50-1 golf winner last week. I'm coming in hot. So we'll get into that. Oil Stream today from 12 until 1. EST afternoons from 1 until 3. And then from 3 until 6 today, the Smash Hit Reed Wilkins Show as well. For YouTube, Trev, and Lieutenant Eric, I'm Dustin Nielsen. I'll talk to you in the lock shop. Take it easy, everybody.